Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 57. Ripple acquires Logos Network, CoinOne to cover users' stolen crypto, and should you buy Bitcoin every chance you get? We'll talk about that and more in this stream. So again, thank you for tuning in. If you're catching the stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. Happy Friday, guys. It is the weekend. The weekend is here finally. I am glad because that means I get to rest tomorrow. I mean, I do come on live for the stream, but I mean, no, not working. And that is really good because it's been a hectic week at work and a hectic week at home. And, you know, the weekend is going to be great. So, anyways, again, thank you for tuning in on Friday night. I know you have other things that you might want to do, and I really appreciate that you're here watching us again. So if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you are notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Let's get on to the news. The South Korean court ruled on September 25th that CoinOne must reimburse 25 million won, approximately $20,800, to an investor after he was hacked. Now, the total value of the cryptocurrency stolen had been around 47.7 million won in late November 2018. However, there was a 20 million won daily withdrawal limit on the account, which should have prevented the full amount from being taken from the exchange. Now, on the failure of the withdrawal limit, the court ruled that the exchange was responsible and therefore must pay the investor to cover the additional losses over this limit, right? That's why he's getting those 25 million won, or approximately $28,800. That is pretty cool that they basically gave it to the guy, right? So actually they split it halves and halves, right? The guy wanted 100%. The court said no, just whatever they went over the limit. You know, the part where your account got hacked is your responsibility. I mean, at least cases like these do bring awareness for the people and awareness to the exchanges as well, right, as to what they have to do so that they are covered against things like this. So again, exchanges that might start hiring more insurance so that they can cover funds that get hacked from the exchange, you know. Anyways, that's the only article I have from the main cryptosphere. We're gonna go look at the markets on the charts, dominance, and and market cap completely, and then we'll look at the Bitcoin article and then the Bitcoin chart, and then you know the drill, right? Anyways, let's look at total market cap on the daily. What is happening with market cap on the daily, right? Yesterday we had a green day. Finally, some money flowing into the crypto market from an opening of 206.06 billion, closing at 210.07 billion, up 1.95%. Again, this candle here, the small red candle, just started today, 2 hours ago. So anyways, right now it is going down 0.03%. Basically, it's sitting at $210.02 billion. Way lower than when we were here, right? I mean, here we're hitting 386, man. So almost 150 billion gone, right? Anyways, let's keep on moving, right? Let's go to Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin lost dominance yesterday, 0.29% from an opening of 70.72, closing at 70.01. Right now, losing dominance, 0.07, sitting at 69.96. Almost the price of a video game, right? $69.99. Those of you that are gamers might know there are games that go for much more than that, but you know, average price of a video game around $60, right? Or $70. Anyways, let's get on to the article. The only article I found is this one. Is short and really to the point. There's not much to cover on it, except that Mark Yusko, the founder and CEO and chief investment officer at Morgan Creek Capital, told NBC's Fast Money that you should buy Bitcoin, right? He actually said buy it. He said the daily price of Bitcoin doesn't matter, adding that its user base has grown every year since 2009, meaning there has been more adoption. Again, we are in the early stages of adoption, right? This is a very young industry, so there's a lot of... The more people that come in, the more money is going to flow into this. And if we are already sitting at... what did we say we were at? 209. We were at 210. Yeah. 210 billion, then there is potential to go to the upside. Hey David, how's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in. If that's not a signal, yeah, I mean, there are people that say that you should buy every time it dips, right? Because it might not get to lower prices. There's all this hype. It might not get to lower prices. It's the low. It's the lowest you're gonna be able to get it for a while. It might never come back to 4 digits. Whatever. It could still drop more. It could start to go up. Right now, there's some indecision going on. We're gonna look at it in the chart. Let's look at Bitcoin, man. Yesterday we had a nice green day, right? Yeah, so 1.66% up. Right now, going up a little bit more. Going down a little bit, 0.47%. Anyways, it is sitting at 8,155, right? What's good? Yeah, man. Happy Friday, bro. Thank you for being here. Hey, Benny. Thank you for tuning in, man. On the bus. Well, man, thank you for tuning in from the bus. Thank you for saying hi. If for some reason you cannot catch the full stream, you can always watch the replay. I do appreciate that you guys tune in and have comments. Like I said, it certainly changes the dynamic of the stream. Makes it a lot more interesting for me on this end. And yeah, that's what I'm here for, right? Anyways, yeah, right now price is starting to go down a little bit with this new candle that just opened 2 hours ago. Again, day is young. Let's figure out what it does. What's happening? Well, we just broke out of this downsloping flag that we were in. We're going to look at it in a more shorter scale, because in this macro scale, it just looks like we're kind of curving, and this is not very convincing. It's not very strong movement to the upside. We should get something stronger, like I said before. We actually can potentially see higher prices. Right now, it's just like kind of like a small bounce, let's say, from that drop that we had over the past 4 days. Anyway, starting to stagnate on momentum finally. However, it doesn't mean it has stopped, right? We have seen these cases where we just stagnate, start to go down, and then go up again. Anyways, starting to stagnate a little bit. At least that is good. Sitting low on the RSI still at 23.37. Lots of room to run to the upside on the daily, and that is very good as well. Sitting below 20 MA, volatility very open on the Bollinger Bands. But like I said, the market's not looking very bullish. The only thing I like about this is that you have to reset it, and you reset it 2 ways, like we said. Either you go up in price, or you float around this area, and then you'll start like neutralizing it, right? That's how you would reset that. Anyways, for those of you guys that did not see it, we did call that we called something today on the Discord. Yeah, we called it tightening on the Bollinger Bands earlier today at midday or so. Prior to that nice candle going up, we were warning you guys that there was some tightening. There was a movement that was going to happen. We were not sure if it was going to be to the upside or the downside, but we were putting you guys some notice. Anyways, right now facing some resistance around that 20 MA on the 4 hour. Bollinger Band starting to tighten on the 4 hours. Broken out of that channel, that flag that we had called, and then we were floating in the past 2 days or 3 days. Anyway, starting to make positive momentum. No signs of decreasing on that positive momentum or stagnation. That is good. And we got the cross here. We had not seen that large or those larger movements that we do see usually when we get those crosses. We got it today or yesterday, according to this chart. Anyways, right now sitting low on the RSI at 32, certainly on that sold scale, but not oversold, right? Let's look at the 1 hour, man. See, this is where we broke out, man. We broke out at 4, and here it was around midday. Around here, we were telling people that we were seeing tightness. Watch out for a movement. Expect something. Certainly was getting much more tighter than it was here, right? It was very range bound, Even though here the movements also were very tiny, here we're dropping a lot of, losing a lot of volatility really quick. Anyways, that price movement to the upside, or positive momentum that we had built, it's starting to decrease right now, starting to stagnate a little bit. And we are resetting the RSI almost at neutral. We're sitting at 53.38. Again, like I said, this movement to the upside is not very strong. The only thing that kind of gives me some peace of mind is that from here you would be at 30.79, and here you would be at 34. Actually, no, it's not that much. It's slightly going up, and it's obviously down from here, right? So that would be hidden bearish divergence, right? So again, you guys should watch out for that. It could develop a little bit more. So, yeah. Just calling that one on the top. I saw it earlier. I didn't trace it when we started to break to the upside because I wasn't sure if we were actually finished running. Anyways, the only thing that I do like about this run to the upside, it is that this is not a strong impulse up, right? It is. This one was much larger. Anyways, impulse up. We had some sort of consolidation sideways, right? Then we had another impulse up. It took a while for it to get it. Anyways, we had an impulse up. We are kind of like consolidated downwards. Like I said, downwards. Tongue twisted again. Downwards consolidation usually brings price action to the upside. So sitting above that 20 MA, like I said, momentum starting to drop. We are not out of that bearish sentiment on the market, right? So watch out for that. That hidden bearish divergence developing usually means price continuation. So we could either stagnate here a little bit more, drop a little bit more, or maybe kick it to the upside again and try to retest this old resistance that we have here around 8,437, and we might potentially either get rejected. If we get rejected, we could probably see lower prices, because it wouldn't be the first time that we failed to break it. We haven't been able to break it except here, and it was very short-lived. Other than that, we have been below it. So if we fail to break it, I mean, we might drop maybe back to this mid part of the channel, right, 7,000s. Maybe use this as some kind of support. We have not used it as support yet. So again, things that could happen, right? Or we can break it, and then if we break it to the upside, then we would need to retest this as support. This resistance, use it as support before we actually run up and then touch or test that 8,983 level. Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum. On Ethereum, I found this article. I'm just going to show it. It just says Ethereum Istanbul imminent, but Ethereum price still plunging. Now, dude, why do people keep on thinking that because something of a coin is doing good, it's going to have an impact on the price? Ripple is signing banks all the time, and the price of Ripple goes down. Does not necessarily that something good is happening does not necessarily mean that you're gonna see that performance translate into the market, right? Especially when Bitcoin tanked. When Bitcoin took everyone down with it, it put a bearish sentiment on the market. So of course, all the good news in the world are gonna struggle to they're gonna struggle to actually pop to the upside, right? The good news are not going to be very well received, especially with that bearish sentiment. Anyways, 6 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you like what we do. Anyways, like I said, I'm not going to go into this article. It is BS. I certainly didn't even like it. What about the Ethereum price? They're launching testnets. Yeah, we already talked about that. It's not going to affect the price right now. Certainly, like I said, Ethereum recovered nicely, nicer than Bitcoin on this bounce, right? We talked about it yesterday. It was much higher. And yesterday, Ethereum had a positive day, also very nice positive day. And today, I think it should be having a positive day as well. So, anyways, let's go look at the daily, right, for dominance. What is Ethereum doing? Well, yesterday, like I said, gaining dominance. 3% right now, gaining dominance 0.57%, sitting at 8.99 off market dominance, almost at 9%, guys. That is very good for Ethereum. It has been below 9 since July 26th. Actually, when was the last time it was above 9? I'm gonna count these above 9. This kind of dropped below it. So since July 14th, we have not been above that 9% of market dominance. That is pretty good. Like I said, the more dominant you are in the market, the more resistant you are to those movements of Bitcoin, right? Sitting at 9% right now. Yeah, it's kind of fighting that 9%. Anyways, let's go on to Ethereum price. Ethereum sitting at $173.99. What is happening with Ethereum? Like I said, we had a nice green day. Broke us out of that channel again. We said it was a kind of like a bull flag. The movement to the upside, it wasn't as strong as I would have expected it to be. We called it for Bitcoin. It's obviously playing out for everyone else as well. We saw that tightening on the Bollinger Bands again. Right now, a little bit of indecision going on. They just started, basically pumped a little bit to the upside, and right now, basically sitting at 0.12% negative. But let's go look at this closer, right? Anyway, starting to stagnate on that negative momentum, sitting low on the RSI at 41, still on that neutral zone on the daily. Lots of room to run to the upside, but Bitcoin needs to want to play ball, right? Otherwise, we're not going to do it. On the 4 hours, starting to get some tightening on the Bollinger Bands outside of that channel. First candle outside. It's not yet confirmed outside of that candle. We either need to touch it as support and then bounce off it. We might have done it in day 1 hour. I'm not sure. But the other thing that could happen is that we just, drop down below and go back into this channel, and it could be a potential fake breakout. Anyways, making positive momentum still. No signs of stagnation or momentum decrease yet. And sitting at 47 on the RSI, which puts us on that neutral. So I'm sitting above the 20 MA, which is pretty good. Like I said, the 20 MA is the moving average. So the last 20 periods, that's a 20, and then the MA moving average. So you're averaging the last 20 periods on price, right? So obviously the last 20 periods would being above the average is pretty good. That's why we look at the 20 MA for support and resistance. Anyways, let's go and look at the 1 hour. What is happening on the 1 hour? Well, same thing that happened with Bitcoin, right? That had that tightening on the Bollinger Bands. Here we didn't expand as much as Bitcoin did, but we're getting that tightness of the Bollinger Band, and we've talked about it. When volatility drops, you get explosive movements, right? Bringing volatility back into the market. We started to get quite a little bit tight, then we went to the upside, and we just kind of pumped to the upside, right? What is happening? We hit over bought territory at 4 p.m. And then we kind of reset on the next candle, like I said, that bearish sentiment on the market still playing out. And sitting right now at 63, which is high on that bought scale, but not overbought. Anyways, positive momentum starting to stagnate, and volatility open, sitting above that 20 MA. Did we hit resistance? Man, we almost went up and touched this mid part of the channel. And I'm pretty sure if I make some adjustments to it, we probably did touch it, and we got rejected by it. That more major downtrend that we are in. This one channel going down, this one I just touched, not this more minor one, we broke out of it, and that's fine. Like I said, we need to confirm outside of it, at least one candle close, so the next one, to be able to actually say that we're outside. And that's it for Ethereum, man. I wish it would be more exciting. Are we doing something, man? Well, here we're higher, here we're lower, so nothing on momentum here. Maybe here. Where are we here? 34.77 and 34.89. A little bit lower. You could potentially, say that you are. Nah, it wouldn't be right. Nah, it wouldn't be. We'll be going a little bit with the market. I was gonna say maybe some kind of hidden. It could be, because this is technically a little bit lower. This is not necessarily higher, but lower price, more or less stable here. We could be making like weak bullish divergence, but I mean, I'm hesitant because, well, body to body, I'm gonna go to the bodies, not the wicks. I'm hesitant because this is technically lower, even though it's a little bit lower. It's not a straight, right? It could be close enough that you could call it, but with the market having that bearish sentiment, so that would mean price action to the upside, by the way, and we are getting some kind of price action to the upside. It's not very noticeable, right? This is very slightly inclining. This is very slightly, should be slightly like this, but it's more or less equal. So again, not too pressure to call it that bullish divergence, because it's not playing out strongly, right? We did get that action to the upside, so it could potentially play out, but like I said, I'm playing it a bit reserved right now, because the market is very bearish, and being bearish is not necessarily good. The bullish signals are not going to play out as strong on a bearish market. Anyways, in the 4 hours, did we do something on the 4 hours? Well, no, because we're going lower, definitely lower. So not here. We had that bullish divergence that we talked about in the 1 hour, right? On the RSI, on the MACD, line, and on the MACD oscillator, and it didn't play out very strongly either, right? So I mean, we did call that one out as well. Yesterday, price action to the upside, we did get it. It was short-lived. Right now, kind of like bounced off that mid part of the channel and pumped to the upside. Again, it's just Bitcoin did it as well, and I believe that the market right now is following Bitcoin's tune. We talked about it. It's amazing how stable XRP has been compared to other coins and tokens. Yeah, because XRP is already at the lowest it can go, right? If we drop from there, XRP is just going to go to like 20 cents or 14 cents, so definitely XRP has to hold the ground, and there's probably a lot of supply of XRP around that 25-cent mark. However, I'll tell you something I don't like. XRP did run to the upside, but it's unable to get above that 25-cent mark again. That's not necessarily good because being below 25 cents is the danger zone, right? Where we can drop to oblivion and lower prices. Anyways, I'm gonna look at the Ripple news real quick, and then we'll go back into look at the Ripple chart, right? Ripple, what is going on? Well, there is this new service from SBI, which is cost money and these transaction fees that are, so transaction fees are up to 90% lower than traditional banks. And the reasoning for this is because they do not use services of an intermediary bank like traditional cross-border payment systems. So basically, it's just going straight. So if you cut off the middleman, then there's more profit to go around, so you save more money. Now, 2 weeks ago, Instagram announced the plans to provide cross-border payment services for SBI Remit and Cost Money. And guess what? Instagram, it is a confirmed XRapid partner, and basically an XRapid is Ripple solution that uses XRP. We talked about that, right? The one that doesn't use it is Xcurrent. XRapid does use it. So again, them using XRapid is bringing flow and volume into Ripple, right? Well, not Ripple, but XRP token. Anyway, it's pretty good on Ripple for them, for having that. And, the other one that we have for Ripple is that they are acquiring the payment platform Logos Network to pursue decentralized finance. Basically, Ripple X Spring, it is the company's investment arm. We talked about them before. They are the ones that gave the money to Coil, etc., so that they can start investing on development for the network and adoption and things like that. So anyways, they have onboarded Logos Network. The Logos Network is a distributed ledger-based payment platform that focuses on speed and scalability. The team behind Logos will be exploring decentralized finance systems that is set to leverage XRP at its core. More information should follow. This article does not go too much into detail. Now, the CEO of Logos, Michael Sochowski, stated that, and these are his words, "We expect that our team will work on a variety of projects at all levels of Xspring platform, with a particular focus on enabling a wide range of DeFi applications. We continue to strongly believe that the future of payments and finance lies in blockchain and decentralization." And that is pretty cool, guys, because again, them starting to go into decentralized finance, them starting to transact faster in payments, right? Saving 90% off cost to the to the banks, right? Like SBI Remit and with the cost money, having them save that money. Other banks are going to start seeing that use case because right now they are using exchanges, right? I mean, like we said, some of them are using Xcurrent, but the ones that are using the actual XRapid, like MoneyGram, we talked about that. You put the money, MoneyGram sets the order on the US, right? It goes to Coinbase. Coinbase changes those dollars to Ripple or to XRP, then send them to Bitso to Mexico, right? And Bitso transfer them to pesos, and then they put them back into MoneyGram quickly. But there are two intermediaries. You're paying fees on two of those exchanges, even though they're low fees. They and much lower than sending money through their regular banks and the old ways. It's still, you have two middlemen that are there. So if somehow you can get rid of that and just do it much quicker, then there are going to be way more savings, right? I mean, if they could be direct, just from like MoneyGram to MoneyGram, and just using something different, like a different solution, it could certainly save up a lot of money and time still. The only problem about using the XRP token is that you do need to go through an exchange, right? Because you have to convert it into fiat again, and that's why they need to do that right now. But anyways, I do like what Ripple's doing. It seems to have been a very good week for Ripple, right? A lot of good news. Signing Faisal, signing Fujiwara or Fujairah or whatever that other bank is in getting speakers for Swell. Yeah. By the way, yesterday I said Swift instead of Swell, dude. I've been super tired this week. Them now using this, right, for DeFi and things like that. So it's pretty cool. What's that XLM's whole deal? Cross-border payments, or do other coins aim to already do this? Well, XLM does want to do something similar, right? They are like the poor man's Ripple, like we call them here. Nothing against them particularly. It's just that they are trying to do the same solution that Ripple has, arguing they have better stuff, but they're not signing anyone. So I'm not sure, man. Anyways, let's go look at Ripple real quick. David, if you want to specify a little bit more your question, I'll definitely talk about it more in detail. Anyways, what is going on with Ripple? Let's look at the daily chart. Yesterday, red day, right? Ripple losing a little bit of dominance, 1.6%. Right now, gaining a little bit of dominance, 0.03%. Am I looking at Ripple? Yeah, I'm looking at Ripple. Sitting at 4.98. Again, almost 5%. We have been struggling to stay above 5% dominance. It would be nice to see Ripple dominate a little bit more. At some point in time, it had like 30%, right? Like way back here. It had like back here. Had like 32%. I mean, not that high maybe, but definitely getting above 10% would be good for Ripple, right? It would mean that Bitcoin is certainly losing that dominance, and all the coins would be much stronger. At least the main ones would be much stronger against the movements from Bitcoin. Let's go look at the chart, guys. What is going on with Ripple? Ripple yesterday, lots of indecision. Look at these long wicks, right, in the candles, man. It's not bad, but it's not what you want to see, right? You want to see like firm movements, like good bars. Like seeing this, it just means indecision in the market, right? Bears and bulls can't figure it out. You're going back almost to the same spot where you started. You know, it's kind of like a spinning top, not equal length on the wicks, but certainly does look like a spinning top more or less. Right now, making negative price action today. Again, the day just started 2 hours ago. Negative momentum still building, right? No signs of decrease. And on Ethereum and on Bitcoin, we saw that they are making a light red bar here. So again, still negative momentum, right? Because this movement was not as strong as the one that Ethereum had. Look at Ethereum's, right? So anyways, facing some resistance. Look, not from this mid part of this channel, but from the older one, right? Like this much larger channel. This yellow one I just highlighted, top, bottom, mid part right here. It looks a little bit cluttered. Bear with me, but look. Rejection, man. That much larger channel is certainly having some weight on Ripple. We're unable to break above it. And like I said, the thing that worries me the most is that we are unable to get above 25 cents, right? Because 25 cents is the safe zone. After that, next drop is over here, maybe. So like the 20-cent mark. And then from there, I put a range where we could go, right? Which is from that 20 cent to that 13 cent or 14 cent range. That's not where we want to go with this. We definitely want to go up. So Ripple does need to get above that 25% mark, right? We were doing it like an upsloping flag. We'll retrace this in a second when we get to the 4 hours because we might be doing something different. Anyways, let's see what else. Sitting on the RSI, I'm not sure if I said it, but we're sitting at 39. A little bit high on that sold scale, not oversold, not super oversold. We're morely to the neutral zone, but yeah, from 40 to 30, let's call it the high sold scale, right? So yeah, we're definitely in that area. Again, lots of room to run to the upside. Unfortunately, the bullish signs that we have been getting have not been playing out strongly. Like I said, being on that channel to the upside, I was looking at something different. I wanted to take a different approach to this. And if I use this one to this one, it would kind of look like we were making like a symmetrical triangle. Again, I'm just going to leave the channel right now. If I see that we start getting more resistance on that mid part, then I'm definitely going to go ahead and call this a symmetrical triangle. But for the time, I like this upsloping channel a little bit more, even though it's bearish in nature, which would potentially mean price action to the downside. It seems to fit a little bit better, right? Anyways, here on the 4 hour, we see that we actually went above this, and then we went below on the next candle. Anyways, what is going on? Are we doing something? Well, candle body wise, no, because we're actually doing higher candle closes. I'm not gonna go by wicks, but I'm gonna go with candle bodies right now. I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative. This is lower than this momentum, right? And then this momentum, and this is definitely the top part here. It's higher than the top part here, so nothing bearish developing. We are not on the bottom side, so I'm not gonna call bullish anything on the bottom part. Well, from here or here to here, we will be more or less congruent with the market. So again, nothing bullish developing here. We had bullish stuff developed before, right? We talked about that. Not playing out very strongly. Let's go look at another chart, the 1 hour. What is happening on the 1 hour, man? Some contraction on the Bollinger Bands. Not as strong as we saw with Ethereum or with Bitcoin, but definitely some contraction happening. A little bit more happening around that 2 p.m. and then bursting through the upside, right? You can see that here we actually dipped a little bit more. Closing that, meaning there's a little bit less volatility in the market. So we definitely saw that nice pump to the upside. Again, getting tightness does not mean we're going to pump to the upside. It could as well be to the downside, right? So again, this just happened to follow the market, following Bitcoin's tune, and broke to the upside. Anyways, are we doing something here bearish? No, here is lower. This is higher. We'll be going with the market. Nothing bearish there. And also nothing bearish here because we're actually going higher on the RSI. We are sitting at 52. Basically, we are just floating within this structure, this upsloping channel that we have. That's what we're going to call it right now. Staying above that 20 MA is good. We kind of like rejected lower prices here, right? We touched that 20 MA, almost bounced off it. That is pretty good. That's a little bit stronger. However, we are starting to go down a little bit. We might touch it again, and either we break below it or we might bounce off it. If we bounce off it again, we're probably gonna retest this this mid part right here, this line, and then yeah, we'll see where this goes from here. Right? It's all the coins are basically gonna follow Bitcoin and whatever Bitcoin does, and that's the thing that worries me a little bit more, because you can have all the bullish signs in the world, and you can be propped to go to the upside, and if Bitcoin tanks, it's going to bring this one down, right? We talked about it with Link. Link went up one day before on the listing. Bitcoin tank, it took it down with it, man. It didn't care that it just listed it on Coinbase, Binance. I can't remember where it listed. But, you know, it took it down with it. The market's not going to care how many bullish signs you have. Bitcoin is 70% of the market, whether we like it or not, whether we like Bitcoin or not. Them being so big, it's going to take too much, right? Right, the dominance is too much. Exactly. Anyways, yeah, let's keep on going. There are no news for Litecoin again, my guys. It's getting really boring with Litecoin because the news have been lacking. We're gonna jump straight into Litecoin analysis, and then I do have one news for Binance, and then but we'll do Binance analysis, and then we'll look at whatever you guys want. Anyways, losing dominance yesterday, losing dominance today. On the daily, yesterday losing 0.46%, right now losing 0.74%, sitting at 1.68 of market dominance. It's very little. Like you notice, this for this to be the largest, fourth largest coin, fifth largest coin, I can't remember where they are sitting at right now. It's, you know, you have Bitcoin with 70%, then you have Ethereum with like 9% right now, and then you have Ripple with like almost 5%, right? Just add it up, man. That's like 84% of the market. And then the rest of the coins have the remaining 14%. Litecoin has no chance. You know, it's definitely going to do whatever the rest of the market does. And they have been underperforming, man. You know, I can't remember. It was a tweet today, and I didn't save it. But someone was saying that Charlie Lee was telling people to buy as he was selling his Litecoin, which is a little bit, you know, two-faced of his side, because he's always promoting the coin. But maybe he doesn't believe in the project anymore, you know. Who knows? I'm not saying he doesn't believe it, you know, that's just speculative. I do believe that he does believe in the project, but maybe he just wants to sell some, you know, and then buy at a lower price. I'm not sure. Sad but true, we could see a great bullish pattern, yet if Bitcoin drops, it brings down everything with it. Yeah, exactly, man. You know, that's the truth, man. And you know, the market, like I said, is going to do what Bitcoin does. Anyways, out here, we had that same downsloping channel. We broke out of it, not as strong as Bitcoin or Ethereum. Certainly a little bit stronger than Ripple, right? A little bit more decision or more body on this candle. Right now, basically I'm doing what the previous candle did on the daily. Yesterday, we're sitting at $55.45. I didn't set the price of Ripple. Ripple's sitting at 24 cents. So 24.19, right? I'm going to call there. Anyways, but with Ethereum, or sorry, with Litecoin, we are seeing this stagnation in momentum, right? Same that we did with Bitcoin, same that we did with Ethereum. We did not see that stagnation on Ripple. We are still making negative momentum on Ripple. But Ethereum, man, Ethereum definitely is starting to stagnate a little bit. Sitting low on the RSI at 30.18. Certainly on that borderline, on that high sold to oversold scale, right? Like I said, from 60 to 40 is neutral, right? 50 being the middle. And then from 60 to 70, you would be high on the bought scale. And then over that, you will be overbought. 40 to 30, you will be high on the sold scale. And then from there, you'll be oversold, right? And when you're on oversold, you have lots of room to run to the upside because you're always going to seek to get to the middle, right? And like I stated earlier in the stream, and like I will always state, there's two ways to do it. You either pump price action to the upside, which will bring you up, or you float around this area for a while, and this will just start to neutralize slowly, and it will like slowly come to the middle. Same thing will happen with momentum, right? That's why sometimes you get this nothingness, and then you get momentum changes, right? Because it's just indecision in the market. There's not a lot going on. It just starts to like flatline, and it looks very bad. I'm not gonna believe that this is the case right now. We just took this small dump. Let's see where this takes us, right? Yeah. Anyways, let's go into the 4 hours. In the 4 hours, look at this, man. We are getting tightness on the Bollinger Bands again. That is good. That means we might channel a little bit, on, like here, right? Which here we channel a lot. But anyways, we might channel a bit before we actually burst again. But with the market being as active as it is right now, that this tightness might not be very long-lived. We might get a couple of candles here on the tighter Bollinger Bands before we actually explode again. Again, volatility does not stay if we're going to go to the upside or downside. It just means that there could be movements in the market. When it stagnates, the Bollinger Bands start to decrease, right? And yeah, we'll see from there. Anyways, still making positive momentum. Sitting at 38 on that RSI. Certainly sold. Right, not oversold, but on that high sold, but it's more or less a neutral. I would call it on the neutralish ground. Right, it's just below at 38. It's not that far from 40. It's actually 38.85, almost 39. So it's very close. Anyways, what can we expect to see here? Right. Well, you know, we called it the other day. Right, we did this. We went here. I just delete stuff all the time to not have it clutter the graphs. But anyways, look, man, here to here, right, like this, if you want to call it. Anyways, we had bullish divergence, strong bullish divergence develop, price action to the upside. Look at this, man. It was very weak, man. We kind of like went up and then we kind of curved. This is not what you want to see. This usually means price action to the downside, but like I said, Bitcoin pump today, helping these guys up a little bit, you know. And if Bitcoin hadn't pumped, this certainly would have been an indicator to lower prices, right? That curving off is not what you want to see. After that bullish divergence, you would have expected to see something else, right? But we were facing some resistance from this channel. We kind of broke it on these last candles. I'm just gonna extend this a little bit more. There we go. But we touched it quite a few times, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 times on the bottom almost. We broke out of it. I'm not sure if we confirmed that we touched it and using a support. Anyways, we are sitting above that 20 MA, which is good, or we are sitting at that 20 MA right now, which is good. Anyways, let's go look at the 1 hour. 8 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. Again, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. What are we doing on the 1 hour? We're sitting above that 20 MA. We didn't quite touch it, but we were very close to touching it and bounce. We are rejecting it basically, more or less, right? We don't have to touch it directly, but we were close enough to say that we are rejecting that 20 MA. Again, we did not use this channel as support yet. If we go down, things that could happen, right? Touch that 20 MA, break down from it, use this channel as support. If we break into the channel, then we have this other line here from this more major channel that we are in, right? This line on the bottom that we could use support, and then we break that. We're breaking a major channel that we have been in for a while, and it could get nasty. Anyway, starting to make negative, positive momentum starting to decrease. Things I don't like very much is that we are certainly going higher, right? It doesn't look like a lot, but we are going higher. Certainly here, almost $1.50, let's say, or almost $1, right? But we are making more positive momentum, but it's taking us a little bit more strength to go higher. Like on the RSI, look at this, man. All this strength on the RSI just to go like a buck higher. It's not very good, basically. It is good because we're not making bearish divergence, but you know, it's just taking you a lot of strength to go up and just to pump up slightly. That's what I don't like. With this movement on the RSI, I would have expected us to get a little bit higher. That's what I would like to transmit. Anyways, rejecting that 20 MA, sitting at 53 on the RSI, which is almost neutral. Almost neutral on the 4 hours, almost neutral on the 1 hour. And again, let's see where this takes us, right? Anyways, let's go on to Binance article real quick. Binance, what is happening with Binance? Well, Binance is actually playing ball with not regulators, but with criminal investigations, right? Apparently, in London, the Binance chief executive compliance, Samuel Lim, said that the exchange had worked with the Metropolitan Police Service Cyber Crime Unit in the investigation of a Bulgarian individual who was suspected of developing and stealing scripts for phishing or selling scripts for phishing campaigns that targeted users of over 50 services. Now, Lim said that around 500,000 people were targeted, a majority by email, with the criminals taking about 41.6 million pounds, so a little bit over $51 million from their victims. Now, the Bulgarian was recently extradited to the UK. He stood trial after pleading guilty to 5 counts of fraud. He was handed 9 years in prison. I do believe they're going light on him, right? You steal like $51 million and you get 9 years in prison, man. Fuck, man. Anyways, the phishing scripts were embedded in clone websites of 53 legitimate UK companies, and sent basically gathered data on users to a server controlled by the criminals. Uh, you know, it is nice that Binance helped them with the investigation. I do believe they are trying to be good after, trying to like put good stuff or good deeds so people can forget the Binance hack and all these other things that happened to Binance a while back, right? So they are playing good, especially since they're also in the US. They probably want to show that they have good faith and they are helping the authorities. So it certainly paints them in a better picture for everyone else, right? Anyways, let's go look at Binance. What is Binance doing, man? Binance on the daily yesterday positive, getting a little bit of market dominance, right? 1.18% right now, losing 0.44%, sitting at 1.16% of market dominance. This is very little, man. It's almost 1%, man. Again, look at the 5 coins that we check. 70%, 9%, 5%, right? Like we said, we were at 84. And then these 2 other ones that are the 4th and 5th largest ones, or 5th and 6th right now. I haven't looked at market cap to see where they are sitting today. But anyways, these 2 are just bringing like almost 3% more, right? So with the 5 coins that we analyzed, we are looking at around 87% of the market. And it's just so unevenly distributed. It's unfair, man. Anyways, yeah, like I said, man, this is very little. Binance has been very weird lately. It's sitting at $15.58 right now, more or less. By yesterday, we were looking at it, and it was around that same price. It just basically moving sideways. Still sitting oversold on the RSI at 24.96. Starting to stagnate on that negative momentum again. That is good, right? We start stagnating here, we might get it to 0, start getting some positive momentum, right? Might burst to the upside a little bit, but like I said, with the market sentiment being bearish, those bullish signals that we would expect to see might not play out, right? Yeah, let's go look at the sitting below 20 MA volatility open on the Bollinger Bands. Like I said, man, when volatility is open, you can have wild swings, right? We had them with Bitcoin. I think we run to the upside, and then we run the whole opening of the Bollinger Bands. That's it's not too common, but it's not that bad. Was Bitcoin dominance during all-time high of Bitcoin? Yeah, sure. I'll look at it. Let me finish Binance, and then I'll look at that question, David. On the 4 hours, what's going on? Well, we had this nice green candle, just like everyone else, putting us above that 20 MA. Again, tightening on the Bollinger Bands, volatility dropping out of the market, right? Again, we might channel a little bit and then burst. Right now, losing a little bit of price, still making positive momentum though, and sitting at 38 on the RSI, which certainly puts it on that sold scale, but not on the oversold part, right? Let's go into the 1 hour. Look, channel, man, burst to the upside. A little bit of volatility opening on the Bollinger Bands, sitting above that 20 MA. That positive momentum starting to decrease. Not worried because this is higher than this, So certainly we're going with the market, and even this that is higher, it's still higher than this. So we are going with the market. Nothing to worry there, and same thing would be here, right? Lower and higher. So not bearish divergence developing that could indicate price action to the downside right now. But it's gonna do basically what Bitcoin does, and I think it might just be waiting on Bitcoin, right? Everyone was waiting on Bitcoin to do something. And as soon as Bitcoin started pumping, that's why we have been looking at Bitcoin and posting stuff on Bitcoin. Like I said, guys, if you don't follow us on the Discord, I did went in and said, look, we are making some tightening on the Bollinger Bands. We should be expecting a movement. We got it a couple hours later, man. We are going to get, like I said, the channels might be short-lived right now because of that impulse down and everyone in the market being in like a little bit of a panic mode. So every tightness that we might get on volatility, it will probably not channel very long right now. Anyways, sitting high on the RSI at 58. It's still in that neutral zone, but certainly high, right? Still within the downsloping channel, that is fine. Still within this more major downsloping channel. I'll basically make this much larger right now. Actually, I'll go into the 4 hours and make it larger, man, so you guys can see this channel for sure. Anyways, what is this one here? I was using the bottom part here and here. And then it just so happens that we actually came back and touched it cleanly and bounced off it. That gives some validity to the channel. I did not adjust to the upside to count this week because we already had touch points back here, I think. So, yeah, that'll be it for Binance. I'm gonna go look at. Yes, you panicked, but you're good now. Yeah, a lot of people panic, man. That is normal, right? We don't panic. You can ask. You can ask. You can ask Benny, man. He was here when the market was dropping the first time, and then we were like back here, and we were just chill. Or here, somewhere, some day it was dropping, and we were just like chilling out, and yeah. Don't give in to the FOMO, because then you sell at the low, and then you start getting that retrace, and then you're screwed out of your position. If you didn't sell before it started to go down, don't sell when it's until you confirm that well, you can sell whenever you want, right? But at least confirm the bottom is there, because you might get a retrace, right? And or yeah, so sometimes we do get those retraces. Let's see Bitcoin dominance at all-time highs. All-time highs for. I'm on that 1 hour. That's why it doesn't look too good. Let me go on the daily. So we'll be talking about December 17th, that area, right? Bitcoin dominance on December 17th was here, man. Right? So 69. Right? And then look, but the dominance dropped when alt season kicked in. Everyone was dropping by that time, right? But it dropped all the way to 35%, man. Right? Yeah, you have to watch the market and chart before you actually do anything. Yes, that is correct. You might see that we do say a lot of potentials, right? Because when we are looking at the market, we are looking for what is developing right now. It is very easy, dude. It is very easy to go back and say, oh man, let's look at the history. Oh well, we developed, blah 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 blah. So of course we were gonna see an impulse to the downside, right? It's very easy to go back in retrospect and see what happened and call it, right? It is much more harder to see what is going on right now, chart to where you are, because we have done it, guys, and we've said it might not play out, and we do say it, and we do chart it, and we say, look, we're gonna go from here to here, right? But if we keep on making negative momentum, it's gonna negate it, because we have not finished making that negative momentum island. And we do call it like that, so you guys can keep track of it. We do point out the things that are happening, so you know what could happen. But again, we say they might not play out if other things happen, right? So again, it is very hard to do it as the market is going on. That's why you have to keep on looking and keep on adjusting as the market is developing, because then you are getting the proper read of the market. Like I said, if you go back and talk about 2-3 weeks ago, oh yeah, no, look here, we did this, almost the same height, right? So in less momentum. So of course we're making bullish divergence. Ha 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 ha. That is great, man. That is BS, bro. Going back and looking at the picture from before and calling stuff that is going to happen. And yeah, look, we did get that price action to the upside. We had that bullish divergence here. Not so much on the RSI. Yeah, not so much because potential double bottom, right? Adam and Eve double bottom, and having this at the same RSI almost. We did had it on the on the MACD histogram, and yeah, it's very easy to say, well, it's a double bottom, it's a bullish pattern, but post facto, right? The harder thing is to do it as it's happening. That's why we don't make prediction on long terms, man. I mean, look, the price of any scarce asset is gonna go up over time. That is just the way the world works, right? If there's scarcity and if there's demand for it, it's gonna go up in the longer term. What is the longer term? Dude, you set up a time frame. Anything above 5 years would be the midterm, depending on what you're looking at. But over 5 years, you could consider the long term. Again, everything in the long term is gonna go up, right? You're bullish. Could be wrong. I've seen similar pattern 2017. So tough to call it. Yeah, look, man. 1 second, guys. There's an ambulance going by. Sorry if you guys hear that. Anyways, look, being bullish is fine. Just remember that right now the sentiment in the market is bearish. So you can be bullish, but if everyone else is feeling bearish, they're going to take a more protected position. So any movement to the downside is going to be macro. It's going to be projected more times because everyone's just, oh man, it's going down, and everyone's going to start selling, pushing the price farther down. So again, if the sentiment, you have to consider the sentiment of the market as well. So if you're seeing a lot of bearish posts and outlook, that is bad. Anyways, there's people making predictions all the time. Oh, we're gonna go to 3,000. Oh, we're gonna go to like 15,000. I would say, dude, tell me where the price is gonna go in the next 3 hours. It's a much shorter scale, right? Don't tell me we're gonna go 15,000. If you tell me we're gonna go 50,000, tell me when. I do know someone came out and said, look, man, we're going to go to 250,000 by Q2 Q1 of 2023 or Q4 of 2022. Yeah, that is fine, man. He's putting more or less a range, but you're going 20k, yeah. And then do 200,000 or zero, yeah, dude. There is all that, but ask them to set a date. When is he gonna hit 200,000? When is he gonna hit zero? Right? Like I said, over a period of time, if a asset is scarce, it's gonna go up in price, right? Because it's just gonna be less and less and less, and there's gonna be probably more people that want it because they can have it, and then it becomes one of those like things that you want what you can have. Well, guess what? If the price of Bitcoin goes to 100,000, a lot of people are not gonna be able to get in, are not gonna be able to hold a full Bitcoin. So everyone's gonna want to have Bitcoin, and by then it's gonna be too late, right? But again, I'm not saying it's gonna go to 100,000. I'm not gonna say when it's gonna go to 100,000. I don't even know, dude. Right now, yes, we could chart stuff. Right now, we don't have a full pattern that we can develop. We did have this structure, right, and we called it out here, dude. And we put targets. We said, look, this is a triangle. We take a measure move, which is usually where you go. We broke out here. I put this right next to where we broke out. Is this green candle here? It would say that if we were to hit the measure move to the downside, we would hit 4,681, right? That's how you play these things. Anyways, you're guessing the December 31st, 2019. Yeah, sure, man. If you actually do hit that, man, I'll let you be my investor, man. I'll send you my assets and my money, and then you can invest it for me, man. I'm not sure where we're gonna go. Look, man. This was a very large pattern, right? This thing here, well, it's not gonna be like this, but it could be like this. We kind of dropped, right? Boom, drop. We could flag a little bit and then see another run to the upside, right? Being like a fake breakout to the downside. You do have those, right? And then you get like a reversal, and then you like punch through the roof with a lot of strength, and then you go like nuclear ballistics on your like RSI, and then you pump to the upside like crazy, and then you're like hitting oversold. Yeah, stuff like that can happen. Look, like I said, if you want to look at something similar, look at this, man. Triangle, break to the downside, break to the downside. We could do something like this and then pump to the upside again. Yeah, but look at this. This is much smaller pump. Anyways, if we go here, we could probably go to here, right? It'll be more or less equivalent in size, making it a much smaller triangle. However, just because it happened once, it doesn't mean it has to happen again. It's not a repeating pattern, right? Twice does not make it a statistically a pattern that can repeat itself, right? You need to have many iterations of that pattern developing and repeating as a behavior, so you can call it a pattern. And you said, well, this is going to happen right here. Dude, we have not seen that happen a lot, right? So again, this is very different from this. Although they look the same, look, here we never touched that top part of the channel. We did break to the downside. Why? Because like I said, it was happening here. We did touch that top part of the channel, right, a couple times, but then we started failing to touch it, right? We were very weak on that pump to the upside. So again, we did, when I think it was a couple days before we broke, we said we're going to break anytime soon, and boom, we got it to the downside, man. And we said, look, man, if we go to the upside, we go here. It's looking very weak. The market's looking very, it's looking bearish. This is not looking very strong for Bitcoin. We're probably going to break to the downside. I think next day we broke to the downside, and go look at the stream from the day before once this is done, and you'll probably see that we call that, or 1 or 2 days before we said we're going to break to the downside, man. It's looking very bearish. It's not looking strong, man. The position of Bitcoin is not strong, and boom, we got it, right? Anyways, look, there's people like trying to save this and say, oh man, we are doing this, man. It is a falling wedge because, man, you know what? This would be a falling wedge. Yeah, it could be a falling wedge, right? And falling wedges are bullish. Now, if this is a falling wedge, then, we could certainly keep on dropping until we get to the point where we bump to the upside, right? But where can we drop to, right? That is a valid question. So this is a falling wedge. Yes, I would recognize this as a falling wedge pattern, right? This was a much larger structure, the triangle. Now, this is a much, much larger structure. Certainly valid by all means. However, I am using this touch point, right, the latest one, as one of the bottoms, and then the other one over here, for them to be valid, because this had not developed back then. Anyways, if this was to be valid, we could break, and then it would be a measure move all of the up to the bottom. And whenever we break, whenever it is, right, we'll take that measure move, put it there, and that's the target that we would expect to hit. Anyways, look at this, man. This bottom movement, this movement to the downside would certainly put us towards some point of this bottom part, even passing the 786, which would be $5,417. Again, if we were to go into this falling wedge pattern, and we call it a valid pattern, right? We could still bounce within this pattern and go all the way down here to the 786, not hit that full measure move, and then break to the upside. You know, that it could happen. It technically could happen. That is a valid falling wedge pattern, you know, but that's if you want to look at it on a bullish side. If you want to be bearish, you would get rid of this falling wedge and you would say, well, we had this structure. It was a long structure. We broke to the downside. We're out of luck. We're going to keep on falling until we get that bottom part of the measure move, and then we're probably going to start retracing, right? Right now, we have not made a local low. We have still gone down a little bit more. If I go from this high, this would be the local high, right, to this low, we have not retraced to that 786, which would be 78% of the way, or that 236, that would be 23% of the way, right, to make it a valid retrace. Again, since we're not making a valid retrace, we could still drop more. So again, just keep it in mind as you guys set up your trades, stop losses, and take profits or whatever you want to do when you're trading, right? Anyways, that's what I would be seeing in the market, guys. Do you guys have any questions? Right, not since its all-time high. Its last all-time high was the last. What do you mean, David? I'm not getting very clear what you mean there. I mean, look, man, when we retraced, right, from here to the bottom, we did retrace a lot of the way, like a large part of the way. I'm gonna do that real quick with the fib so you guys can see it. So I'll take this as the top, right, somewhere around here. It's gonna be a ballpark right now. I'm not gonna do it in detail, but I'll put it at the same part. We ended up retracing to that 618, right? Almost a little bit higher than the 618, and then we broke to the downside, man. Right? We started to flag, right, making this triangle. Again, that can happen. It's not unheard of. So since we are making this, right, you could say, oh man, it's a similar pattern, right? We are breaking to the downside, then we should retrace and hit that 786 again when we do high to low, and then you can say that it's a repeating pattern of sorts. But right now, man, like I said, let's see how this plays out, right? I'm gonna leave this falling wedge here. Someone was talking about it. I'm not buying it 100%. I'm not bearish by any means. I'm just trying to be neutral and a little bit realist as to what's going on. Whether we have finished dropping or not, it's yet to be seen. And but anyways, from this low to this high, we have retraced over 50% of the way. We haven't hit that 618. We should, I believe we might hit it, and then we actually run to the upside. Anyways, Charles Dow, Thierry, the creator of the Dow Jones Index, says that you have to retrace at least 50% of the way. So with his theory, we would be already hitting a valid retrace. With fibs, we would expect to hit the 618 before we run to the upside, and then if we do much larger retrace, we would hit that 786, right? Man, drinking coffee because today was killer, man. I rarely drink coffee at night, but man, it's been some insane nights. My daughter has been like crying all night for some reason. I guess she just wants to get cuddled or something like that. But man, it's been hectic, right? And then work has been extremely insane lately as well. So anyways, you guys want to look at something else? We can look at other charts. We haven't looked at what? Someone mentioned lumens, right? Stellar. Let's look at that, man. What is going on with Stellars, bro? Well, Stellar yesterday making, is this a daily? Yeah. Negative price action right now, making negative price action. Sitting below that 20 MA. Volatility is still very open on the Bollinger Band. Still developing negative momentum, just like Ripple, right? It's looking very similar to Ripple on this momentum. Although Ripple here had a green candle and here had a red candle. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 43, right? Low on the neutral, but neutral zone still. Let's go into the 4 hours, man. What is happening in the 4 hours? We are sitting above that 20 MA. We're getting some tightness on the Bollinger Bands. Not as tight as the other coins that we were looking at. Here we are higher, here we're lower, so we're not making anything bearish on the top part. What is this? Like 71255, 77. Nah, this is definitely higher. So yeah, here we're making like some hidden. This is actually going higher, right? Like that. I'm just exaggerating it a little bit so you can see it. So it's going like that. So here we'll be making like hidden bearish divergence. We got that small price action to the downside. Anyways, that will be it in the 4 hours. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 46, man, as well. So very neutral on this, right? Let's go into the 1 hour. What is happening on the 1 hour? We are sitting over that 20 MA. I don't like this chart because we get this chop and then this like small dojis. That means that there's probably not a lot of volume being traded here. Because look, if we look at this one, we get bars, right? It's the same coin, same time frame. It's just different exchange, right? So let's say on Bitfinex, the trading of Stellars is not as high in volume as it is on Coinbase or the other exchange that we were looking at, because you get those gaps and you get those dojis that basically didn't move anything, meaning that there's not a lot of volume being traded, right? So let's look at a chart that does make a little bit more sense. This one, look, man, this is good, man. Came down, rejected that 20 MA, rejected the lower prices, pushed to the upside again. That is very good for Stellar, right? However, man, a lot of indecision going on, right? Floating on this area, not really going anywhere, just moving sideways. That positive momentum starting to stagnate, sitting high on the RSI at 56. Are we doing something? Well, this is lower, no, higher, so going congruent from here to here. We would be going a little bit lower, so you could technically say that from here to here and from here to here you're actually going lower. You could say that you were making bullish divergence. Like I said, doing it in retrospect is easier, and it's easier to find these things and say, oh, well, yeah, price action to the upside. Yeah, we did get it, you know. Anyone can see that, right? The thing, like I said, is seeing it as it is developing, right? That's why I like it on the streams when we're talking, and then we are just making these islands, and we see that things are going on, and I just put the bar and say, look, man, even if we hit this bar, it would be bullish divergence, sorry. It'd just be weak bullish divergence. Anything below that bar would be strong bullish divergence, and if we go above it, then we're not making it. Because if you are seeing it as it's happening, then you are seeing these things develop, and you can actually time them and see when you should be expecting to see that price action to the upside and take a position. Now, just because you developed bullish divergence and the island has not closed does not mean you cannot go lower, right? Like here. See, you could say, oh man, we're starting to go decrease in momentum. We might make a price action to the upside and neutralize it. And then you have like the market come and slap in the face and you make more negative momentum, and then you are screwed a little bit more, right? Just be careful when you do that though. Divergence is not the only thing that you should look at. You should look at where you are in relative strength. You should look at what the structure is looking like as well. And obviously, well, the divergence, right? And how strong you are sitting on your structure or your pattern. Anyways, yeah, that'll be lumens, man. What else you guys want to look at? Just say coin and we'll like look at it. Seller, right? You are in seller, bro. Yeah, I forgot about that. We'll look at sellers, Benny. Even though you haven't said it, I just remember that you are in seller, so I'll look at that one. Seller, what is happening with seller, man? Shit, we certainly broke out of this downsloping channel. Which I'm feeling like I should adjust to touch this part. And it looks like we get better touch points, right? 1, 2, 3. And then on the bottom, if I go here, if I go to the body. The reason I don't like going to the body is because I'm not using the bodies on the top, I'm using wicks. So you have to go wick to wick or body to body. So I'm going to go to the wick, and we are getting some respect for that mid part, right? We're seeing some rejection here, some support here. Again, good stuff happening. Look, we tightened a lot. We just expanded very little, man. Price action, this is the 1 hour. I'll look at the daily real quick. Let's look at the daily. On the daily, impulse down. We are still within this flag. I just obviously changed it. This is the one I just moved. It looks different because it's in a smaller time frame, but we are still making negative momentum. Sitting low on the RSI at 29, that's technically oversold, but it's just borderline on that neutral, or on that high on sold, right? So again, lots of room to run to the upside. Let's go look at the 4 hours. What is happening on the 4 hours, right? We are rejecting the 20 MA, starting to, just like everyone else, seeing some contraction of the Bollinger Bands. Price action is still increasing, no signs of stagnation or decreasing. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 40.14, even though it's on that line, it still would be considered neutral. Now, what I would like to see, and it might be counterintuitive, right? I would like to see this to go down, touch this bottom part of the channel again, or at least anywhere lower than this candle body, right? Because then we will probably make less negative momentum, and we could actually have bullish divergence, right? Just like we had here, man. And we called this one out. I just erased the stuff, but we called this one out. We said we were making bullish divergence. It would be slant bullish divergence, and then we had like weak bullish divergence on the RSI. So This would have been strong. This would have been weak, and I think we called it back when we were doing this, right? Anyways, let's look at the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what is happening? Well, sitting above that 20 MA, like I said, positive momentum started to stagnate, and sitting at the neutral in there is at 52. Again, we are not making anything that just seems off, right? We are going high. We are going higher momentum. We're going with the market. We're not making any bearish divergence yet. So yeah, seller, just watch it like a hawk. We might come up here again, touch this upper part of the channel, and if we fail to break it, we might drop to the downside, touch this mid part before we actually break down a little bit more. Just keep it in mind. Oh no, we lost 2 viewers. Anyways, yeah. Do you guys want to look at something else? I did seller. I did lumens. Who else wants to look at something else? You say it, we chart it. It's rough. For seller? Yeah, it is a little bit rough, bro. Mainly because you can... Look, man. If you want to have a small sign of hope on seller, bro, ignore this downsloping channel a little bit. We'll take it after this drop, and from that drop to right now. Oh, man, there we go. If you want to have a little bit more positive outlook on this, you could say that you're in a smaller uptrend. Yeah, I hold also very little stellar. But I'm thinking about buying more, bro. I'm not sure if you were here yesterday, David, but we did an article on Binance, and I'll open it up for you so you can see it. I just have to go and look at my notes from yesterday real quick to get that website. So, and you might want to consider. Yeah, no worries, bro. You might want to consider. I'm not sure if you can do Binance or if Binance is launching these on the US. But where is this Binance article? Oh man, this is not the one from yesterday. I opened a different note, that's why. I need the ones from the 26th. Here we are. Okay, cool. Look, I'll open this up real quick. So, this is what I'm gonna do with my lumens, right? Look, Binance is launching a. Man, is this the article from yesterday? No. Yeah. This is the lend. No. Snap, bro. What's wrong? No, this is not the ones that I wanted to open either, man. This is from like. Oh, sorry, man. This is the notes from August, man. I want to look at my notes from yesterday's stream. Where are they? Oh, fudge, bro. Here they are. I found them now. Sorry, man. I do have, and I do keep them organized. I was struggling to find it. Here we go. This is the one I wanted to look at. This might be useful for you, man. If you can do it, Binance will launch support for XLM staking and launching at 9.5 million XLM initial staking reward airdrop, right? So you basically put it there, and you just hold it, and basically you're gonna get some XLM at the end. However, it's gonna get divided by yeah, use Brave, bro. It is a good browser. It certainly blocks a lot of the ads for sure, man. So it's definitely good to have it, right? Even though this is not the article that we covered, and that's probably because I took the wrong link. I'll check this one out real quick. I just want to show you that Binance does let you stake that. Yeah, this is the one I want to do. So Binance will launch the official staking platform, right? Like I said. You're going to be able to like grow your funds and receive monthly rewards and distributions simply by depositing and holding your funds on Binance. That's all you have to do. You will earn staking rewards without needing to set up any nodes, worry about minimum staking amounts, time links, or any other technical requirements. But look at the ones that they do list, right? Hold NEO, get gas. Hold Ontology, get ONG. Hold VET, get BTHO. Stake XLM on Binance, stake KMD, Algo, Quantum, Strat. Now, XLM leads you to this one. It does tell you a little bit more about what you have to do, right? So, if you're interested, that I can send you that link. I'm not sure if you can use Binance or not, but you know, if you're just having it on your exchange, it's not doing anything for you, you might as well just put it on Binance and, you know, let them pay you for it, or at least earn something. I'm not sure if, like I said, I'm not sure if this is launching on the Binance US. If it's not, you're probably not going to have access to it. Get a Mexican friend to put your Binance there, you know, and then because I think Binance Global, it's open for Mexicans and other countries, right? But just US people cannot do it. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, the link is in yesterday's video. It's actually the bit.ly link from yesterday, right? So if you look at the description in the video, it's there, man. You can see it, right? Key to USD? Yeah, sure, man. We'll look at that. Snap. I botched that horribly. Key, where is it? Like USD, man. There we go. Calculated by TradingView. This stream is brought to you by me, because no one is sponsoring this video. Anyways, what is, dude, this looks very choppy. I don't like it when the charts look like this, man, because it's just such small movements that it's like you go here and then you like chop, you know. It's like very sharp movements, man. It just makes charting so much weirder. We're gonna look at it though, don't worry. I'm gonna look at the daily first. Oh snap, bro. Is this what you were talking about? That pump that we had to like 5 cents and then just been dumping since? Well, a lot of coins that got in, same thing happened, right? But this is not looking very good, bro. It's not looking very good because yesterday was kind of like a recovery day. Today kind of like went up today, right? So this would be the 28th. Yeah, that'll be today. But look, man, it probably gapped up on the opening. That's why you see it up here, which would be congruent with the previous day's high. It's probably, like I said, it's very choppy. That's why you get those like sharp movements, right? On the 1 hour. But look, you open up and you're basically at your closing from yesterday. So, and you have not been able to make higher prices in a long time, man. Right? Like here, bro, you made like a, if you want to call it from here, or yeah, here, higher high, then this low would be same to this low, and then you make another higher high with this higher low, and you just kind of like started tanking again, bro. This is not looking very strong. Again, those projects that are very cheap, like this one is like 0.001 cents. I mean, you can buy like $1 of it and get a ton of those coins, right? So if at some point in time they end up going up, you're probably gonna have a lot of money. But you know, this, I wouldn't say high risk, high rewards. I would say invest very little on it, and then if you lose, you'll lose very little. But if it goes up, it's such a low amount that you're gonna get a lot of tokens, and then you can probably make a lot of money, right? That's the only upside that I see to coins that are this cheap, right? Like it's like 1/10 of a cent, right? That's how cheap this is. Yeah. Anyways, let's go. It says it's positive right now. It says like plus 0.07. It might be off in this chart. Then this bar is probably off somehow. It just looks weird. Here I get a green number on the sidebar. So I'll do this real quick. See, this sidebar is green, meaning that it's positive price action. But right now it just looks off. $60 is like 1,000 shares. No, here, dude, no. $60 is a shitload. It's a lot more, man. Sorry for that other word I just said. I do try to keep it family friendly. You said $60, right? So you would go $60 divided by 0.01. There we go. So it'd be like 60,000, right? $60 would yield you 60,000 shares of that. Like I said, man, if you can afford to lose $60 on this, be my guest. You're probably gonna if this goes to $1, you just earned a lot, right? Oh, for Stellar, man, yeah. Where's the price of Stellar? Like 5 cents? Yeah. So for Stellar, right? $60 divided by 0.058. I'll actually go with an extra number. Yeah, so like 1,034. that'll be what you would get right now. I just killed that coffee, man. It was very good. Certainly giving me the energy to stay up here and keep on chatting because, man, yeah, it's really hectic, man. Yesterday I was also very slow. Like I said, dude, I was doing that Ripple segment yesterday, and then when I was looking at playback because I wanted to put the cards, I noticed that I called the Ripple stream, the Ripple event, instead of Swell, I call it Swift, dude. I was just so out of it yesterday, and today I was also feeling really down, so I just had to like take a lot of coffee, man. Anyways, what project offers a coin burn besides Binance with upside? Man, there's another one. We covered it, and they're actually gonna burn all of their coins at some point in time. But I can't remember which. Fuck, man. No, that's not it. So I'll have to look at it on my notes real quick. Give me 1 second. I think it was around. Maybe it wasn't the 12th. Give me 1 second, man. I'll look at my notes real quick. It might be this one, though. And if I did it, it probably was at the beginning, I guess. So. Yeah, probably not this one, man. Maybe I did it. If I didn't do it at the beginning, then it was probably in the Binance segment or other coins. Nah, this is not the one I want. This is probably farther back then. So I'm gonna look at the one from the 20th. You think so, man? Nah, Binance, I think Binance does pretty good at burning and keeping the burning rate accurate, right? There's this other one, man. Leo. That's the one, dude. Leo tokens. I'll open that article up real quick. I do have the link here in my notes. And that's what I love about keeping my notes organized, bro. It just makes it easier to find everything. So, as long as I remember one of the words that it said on the article, I can look at it. Look, Bitfinex feels the hit, but Leo is burning as planned, right? So, this is Leo token. Anyways, Bitfinex launch, Leo on May 20th of this year, apparently to cover a cash shortfall of 150 million, right? Anyways, tokens launched for $1 each. They are sitting now around $1.34. That's when the article came out. I'm not sure if they're on Binance, bro. They are from Bitfinex. And then it said how much they're gonna burn. But they're gonna burn the whole supply, bro. They're not gonna keep any. So, like when I did this one, I have my notes here. So it said like Bitfinex completed its burn of nearly 40,000 Leo tokens, or basically $53,000 or $53,600, as part of the continuous process that will eventually redeem the entire supply, meaning everything's gonna get burned. Now the Leo token burn is conducted directly on the market, right? Binance comparison burns Binance from their treasury. So this gets burnt on the market. I'm not sure how it works. I haven't looked at it in detail. I did it because it mentioned Binance, and it was another token that burned. But anyways, Bitfinex says it intends to burn 100% of the supply. Binance only is gonna burn half of the supply. Bitfinex burns tokens every 3 hours, bro. So Bitfinex is burning constantly, right? According to their counter time on their website. And back then I actually said it could potentially be a good token to hold. I kind of forgot about it, and I never went back to look at it. But they are on Bitfinex. I'm not sure if you're in the US if you can trade on Bitfinex, but if you can, might be a good token to look at, right? If you want one that burns, that would be one that's it, right? And it's also one that is issued by an exchange. I'm not sure if they have any benefits of holding it. Being burned from the actual supply, I'm not sure how that's gonna happen either, man. I'm not sure how that works specifically, right? From the supply, that means that money is out in the market, right? If it's in the supply, it's out there. So Binance burning it from the treasury does make sense. You just hold it and you start burning what you have in your treasury. It's not circulating. No one has it. Here, someone can have it. Like I said, I'm unsure as to how that works. But anyways, it's one of those tokens that burns. Well, we're going to look at Leo, man. Leo to something, right? I'm not sure if it's to USD, but Leo USD. Dude, it even has longs and shorts, bro. Here's Leo, dude. It tanked with everyone else. It's sitting at $1.04. That is the price at what he came out at, because the article says he came out at $1. So this bar is definitely off. So let's call this the first day, right? It started at $1, somewhere around here. Then it saw that nice move to the upside, bro. Like it almost hit $2, and then it just kind of dumped. This came out in June, right? Or data started on like June, May, maybe some dates in May. But anyway, it starts in May and then it goes to right now. Like I said, it came out in May, so there's no data going back, and there's not a lot of data here that we can chart, right? It has gone down throughout the whole time, but man, they are burning constantly, right? You have an app that burns geomines. Yeah, watch out, bro, with mining apps. There are some Trojans that are being posted on like mining stuff, right? That mine on the background, and then you're just basically getting screwed out of like your data, and you're developing your capabilities or your machine's capabilities to mining, and then you don't even get any other rewards. And we covered that. It's some malwares that are going around, right? So just watch out for that. Be careful with the apps, right? I'm not sure how that works, but do run a buyer scan on it. Make sure you're not getting screwed anyhow. And then, yeah. How much have you made on XYO tokens? Have you gotten like if you already started doing it, have you gotten any like relation on how much you've have spent of your cell phone power on that, and how much you're actually getting as a reward? That would be interesting to know. Oh man, we lost a viewer, man. He probably didn't like what we were talking about. Yeah. Man, it has been a very choppy stream, dude. At some point in time, we hit like 9 viewers or 8 viewers, and it just kind of like dropped. And yeah, we hit 9 twice, and it just like hit 8 for a while. We were still at 8, and then we dropped to 7, and it's just been choppy right now. 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. Anyways, that's fine. See if I'm familiar with it. Yeah, well, I'm not familiar with that app, bro, but I do know that there's some stuff that goes onto your like what are these things called, dude? Like your Chrome extensions that like do download malware and like keyloggers and stuff like that. So just like, be safe with what you install and what you run, bro. Look at this, man. I don't like this. I'm not sure if this is off. But look at the volume traded yesterday on Leo to dollar, man. It's a much larger bar that we have seen in a while, man. It's the largest bar that we have seen since July 19th, right? And it did nothing for price, bro. It was a very complicated trading frame, I guess, because it was just battling up and forth, back and forth a lot. So maybe they burned some. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when their next burn is. But anyways, yeah, Benny, that will be it for a burn token, right? Leo. Ripple also burns. It just burns much slower. Much slower. Yeah. So you guys want to look at something else? Is the music good, man? I forgot to ask you guys because I've been switching around things, so I'm not sure if the volume is good or not. I'm not sure how it comes out in your end, how much higher my voice is over the music. I'm not sure. Soka, are you here, bro? You usually tell me if the music is good, man. Anyways, if you're not here, Soka, hi, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day. Yeah. Yeah, let me know how it goes with that app, and then if you get some mining rewards, we can definitely look at it, right? Look, what's it down here? Yeah, Soka, how's it going, man? I hope you're having a great weekend, guys. It is Friday. Again, thank you for tuning in and watching. I do appreciate that you're here on a Friday night. I know you all probably want to go out and have fun. So if no one comes out with another token that you want to look at, we're probably just going to call it a stream and let you guys go out to your parties and drinking and coffee or whatever you guys want to do. This is a DAO. I just wanted to look at it real quick. Just basically dropping a little bit, but not too much from yesterday. Then I want to look at silver and gold real quick as well. Silver going down still, sitting at $17.53, and gold sitting at 1,469. Man, I don't like the fact that silver is dropping because it's bad for the mining industry and gold as well. And I do work with the mines and the mining industry, so this means less projects are working. And if less projects works, that means they start cutting their capex and their operating or their plans to how do you say this in English? Their exploration, right? So they stop exploring. That means there are less samples going on in the market, less development going on for the mining sector. And when you think about it, the mining sector is very important for the world because everything that you use comes from a mine. Everything has a metal component, a silicon component, or not silicon like the plastic, but silica, right? Like and even your computer, your cell phone, everything that you use, a lot of things that we use day to day come from mines. And people like this in the mining industry all the time, saying it contaminates and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, if you look at the history of mines, and sorry, I'm gonna go off topic here real quick, but I do have a gripe with people like complaining about mines and how they contaminate. Look, mines open up where there's no populations most of the time because there are in remote areas. They have people go there to work. Then you start to get like a town that starts to build around that specific industry, and then after it becomes a town, then it becomes a city, and then the people in the city start dissing on the mining industry because it contaminates. Fuck, man, you wouldn't have had a city or a town there if the mine wasn't there to begin with, right? So I do have that kind of like little like thing that takes me when people like start complaining about the mining industry. Anyways, like I said, dude, there's things for mining everywhere, dude. Like metal everywhere. All you see, everything that you use on the day to day comes from mine, right? There's not enough materials in the world for everything to be 100% recycled right now. So a lot of this stuff still comes from the mining industry, and not everything can use the secondary market or the recycled market. You do lose some product on draws and other things. So again, anyways, enough of the mining. Do you guys want to watch something else? You want to look at another chart? Let me know, guys. We are here. I mean, 9 people tuned in. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to look at something else, do let me know. I mean, we are here. We are trying to figure out what to look at because we already just covered everything in the market that we usually cover during the stream. So let me know, guys. I mean, you can type on chat, say hi. We're very friendly, and everyone here just kind of like chats. And we do like to chat with everyone that says hi, and we'll say hi back. And yeah, we want to get this community going. So if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe. Oh, we lost 2 viewers, man. I do have this thing on my computer that I'm tracking, like how many viewers are going on in the stream and comments and everything, which is pretty sweet. It does let me kind of keep track of how many people are online at the time and things like that. So it's good. Anyways, do you guys want to do something else? Like post the project and we'll look at it. Right now, strolling to find out what else we haven't looked at that it might be good to look at. Anyways, David, you mentioned Steam yesterday. I did remember what Steam is. It's like a platform that was for creators. Someone, I remember who did it. There's this guy called Sean Christian. He'd sometimes come in here, and he chats also with us, and he's pretty active when he's here. He asked me to look at Steam, and it's like a platform for streamers, and you used to get paid for posting there and doing stuff, right? And you would get paid in Steemit, which was their tokens. And then yesterday, for some reason, or 2 days ago, whenever you asked me, I kind of blanked, and I couldn't remember who it was or what it was from. But then it just kind of clicked afterwards, right? It's this one, bro. It's this platform where you like go in and post, and then you get paid, right? Like get featured in Steemit. This guy like $59 for doing this, right? This guy $184. This guy apparently got his money taken away. This guy $117, $94, $181. For posting here. I never used it, right? I never used it, so I'm not sure how good it is or how bad it is. But it seems like an average would be around 50, anywhere from 50 to like 160, $61. But this got like 961. What is this things, man? I never looked at votes, right? This one got like 76 votes, and it's making more money. I'm not sure how they based their things, but this one got like 10 comments, and this one got 0, right? This one was 1 hour ago, probably that's why. And this one was 15 hours ago. I'm not sure how this works, right? I should play some of that Disx music. What is Disx, bro? I have to play whatever is not copyrighted, because then you get copyright strikes on YouTube, and then you get suspended for like 90 days. And I don't want to get suspended, so I have to play like copyright-free music. The one that I play is from a guy called TechnoAxe. And all I have to do is just like link to his website on the description of each video, and then I can use it for free. So I do like his music as well. Omizigo. Okay, let's go look at Omizigo. OMG. To the dollar. Because right now, I don't like to look at fiat, crypto to other crypto pairs. Because from my point of view, if you want to get out of crypto, because you're gonna cash out, you're likely not gonna get out to Bitcoin, right? You're gonna get out either to a Tether pair, or you're gonna get out to dollars, right? So looking at Omizigo to Bitcoin, to me it does nothing, dude. Unless you want to increase your position of Bitcoin, and it just so happens that Omise is gaining on Bitcoin, and you're gonna get more Bitcoin for your Omise, then yeah. But other than that, looking at that is just looking at dominance, bro. How much more you're dominating against that other coin, right? Or price action, you know. So to me, it does nothing to look at any coin to another Bitcoin pair. You just look at coins against fiat, right? Anyways, Omise, what is going on the daily? Yesterday made a nice green day, just like everyone else, or most of the market. Right now, like I said, a lot of the coins are creating this stagnation momentum, potentially lower momentum, right? Which is good. Now, what will happen here, right? Look, we're going flat, man. We are hitting some sort of resistance around this area that we're unable to go higher. We're gonna get tired of. If we're unable to go higher, we're gonna get tired of being at this level. We're gonna end up buying up all the supply that is here, and then we're just gonna go drop to the next supply, which it's probably gonna be lower. I'm not sure how old this project is, but if you look at where we're at, we're probably hitting supports from way back here, like whenever this started, right? This chart goes to July 2017, and we are hitting like not all-time lows, but certainly very lows, right? Stagnation of that negative momentum, sitting low on the RSI at 28, certainly on that oversold territory. They want to make it easy for immigrants to move money. Who, Omizigo? Because Ripple already does that, right? That's what remittances are. Money flowing from one country to another, and remittances are usually from the people that are working in that other country that want to send money back home, and they are using MoneyGram for that. I'm not sure if that's what Omise wants to do. Let me know, because I didn't quite get that comment right now, and I'll definitely keep on doing the analysis while you type out. Anyways, what is happening? Well, same thing, right? We're getting that contraction on the Bollinger Bands, sitting above that 20 MA. This contraction is good. You know, when we contract, we explode. Not necessarily to the upside, but we do have explosive movements. Positive momentum still building, sitting a little bit sold, high on that sold scale, but not oversold at 38. Again, oversold will be anything below 30. Let's look at the 1 hour, man. Oh, man. See, we did get some contraction, a little bit to the upside, expanding a little bit, but not expanding a lot, right? Look, here, we weren't that expanded, and we got this a little bit more explosive movement to the downside. Again, we touched that upper part of the Bollinger Bands. Usually what you would do is you would go touch the top, then go touch the bottom. You would be bouncing between the bands, right? From here, from this up, touching the upper part, we should potentially go down and touch that bottom part before we actually bounce off again. And that's how you would be like bouncing around the Bollinger Bands, right? Things that I am looking at right now is see if we are making any bearish divergence. And basically from here to here, we're not. This is higher. This would be 0.0025. This would be 0.0024, almost the same level. If you wanted to call it the same, then you could. And you would go from here to here, right, with a straight line. And then you would go from here to here with a straight line. And you would be making like weak bearish divergence, sorry. If I was bullish before, sorry about that. Bearish divergence. And that would be it, bro. That's what I would be calling on this, right? I read they want to help immigrants who are entering a country without having to declare it to customs. What? So like illegal stuff, like the money, you mean, like moving the money and not having to declare to customs, that would be illegal, man. You can only bring like $10,000 into the U.S. when you're traveling. If you bring more than that, you have to declare it, and that has to be in cash. Anyways, this from here to here would be going higher, so we would not be making that bearish divergence on the RSI, only on the MACD histogram, and certainly also not on the MACD line because we're lower here than here. Anyways, that's what I would be seeing. Again, this would mean price action to the downside. Right now, we're potentially starting to get it. Again, this is not the strongest bearish divergence that we get, so this could potentially just flag a little bit, maybe touch this mid part of the channel, bounce off it again, potentially make another higher high, and make maybe a real or much stronger bullish divergence that would look something like this. You know, that would be strong, right? And then you would have your oscillator here on the bottom going like this, right? And then on the top you have your price action doing this, right? So you're making higher highs, but you're making lower momentum or lower RSI, relative strength. That would be, remember, if you trace it on the tops, that's bearish. If you trace it on the bottoms, that's bullish. Again, I do want to do a segment on this stuff, man. An actual video on it. Right now I'm struggling to find the time. Besides doing the stream with the day work and you know, coming home and preparing for the stream and everything. On the weekends, I do want to spend it with my family because I barely get to see them on the weekdays, right? Anyway, it's a great area. They target demographics. It's Central and South America. Okay, cool. I haven't read on their project. I heard of the coin, but I never got into the project, right? Again, it's not that I don't believe in these smaller coins, but right now with the market the way it is, and with Bitcoin dominating so much, it just makes it harder to like go and look for projects that might have potential, right? So, and you know what makes it interesting is a lot of the times you guys bring that information, right? You tell me, look at this project, and then I look at it, and then I learn about the other projects that I'm actually not hunting for, right? Because I do look at the news, right? And then, but I look at the news for the coins that I'm interested in at the time, and then the news that I'm going to cover on the segment. But when you guys bring other coins that have potential, I definitely look at the stuff, at least the news, and then if I'm interested by what they're doing, the news are saying, then I would go and look at the white paper and everything else. If not, if you just want to look at charts and you don't care about the news, then I'll just pop it up on the stream and look at them on the spot. And if you want to do that and then look at the news, then the news I would have to prepare them in advance, so I would have to come tomorrow and do news on Omizigo if that was to be the case. Anyways, yeah, like I said, that bearish divergence developing. This is technically a little bit higher, right? We're sitting here at like 0.0025, right? And here we're at 0.24. It's very slight. It's slightly higher here, you know. But seeing that it's more or less a straight line within range, you could call it that potential bearish divergence. That would be weak, class C type 3. You know, weak divergence that would potentially see price action to the downside. But since it's weak, it might not play out. Again, the sentiment on the market is bearish right now, so it does give it a little bit more power, a little bit more weight. What else, bro? Well, if we don't go with the wicks, and the thing is, if I don't go with the wicks here, from here to here, and I'm gonna ignore this here because this was like 0. Right, and you go from here to here, you will be making like bullish divergence, right? Strong bullish divergence. That would mean potential price action to the upside. However, if I go with the wicks, right, wick to wick, then you would be congruent and you wouldn't be making anything. But again, going body to body, you're going lower. Here to here, you're also going lower, so you will be converging right on the bottom part. That would be bullish. And that bullish divergence should have seen you to price action to the upside, and it's not playing out. And it's not playing out because Bitcoin is not playing ball, right? But this divergence did develop on Bitcoin. It developed on everyone else. We did see it, and we didn't see it play out strongly. We talked about it, and we said, look, it's not playing out because the sentiment in the market is bearish right now, so it's not going to have a lot of strength. Anyways, I'm going to get rid of this stuff. That's Omizigo. We covered it quickly. Anyways, what are you saying? Cliff High, a computer AI futuristic analysis shield, OMG, and that's how I learned about it. Yeah, maybe, man. I mean, this doesn't look too bad, but look at the drop it had, bro. I'm gonna go on the daily because this looks. Oh, it's gonna look a little bit more. What do you call this? It's gonna look less strong on the daily. Because over there it just looked like amplified, right? It was a 1 hour, it just made it look very large. Here it's still a sharp movement to the downside, right? I would say larger than everyone else, right? You went from $1 to like 80 cents, so you dropped like 20% more than Bitcoin, more than Ripple, more than everyone else, right? I mean, we talked about it. Like some coins dropped 16%, Bitcoin I think dropped 12, Ripple dropped around 12 as well. Ethereum I think dropped like 16%, but this dropped 20% almost on price, right? So all the way down to here. Actually, if you go to where it wicked, it will be like 73 cents from $1. So you dropped almost like 37%. No, sorry, 27% of the way, right? Yeah, 27% of the way. Anyways, that's gonna be it for Omise Go. You know, it does seem like it has more history than most of the other coins, right? It started in 2017. You had that nice run to the upside, just like everyone else. You hit $28, bro. That's a nice price. But right now, look, man, it was sitting at $3, right? Actually, much more expensive than Ripple. So just going down right now. Again, these lows, you're hitting lows that you haven't seen since 2017 July. With it, again, could potentially come higher prices. I mean, being so low and costing 80 cents, you wouldn't have to make a large investment to get not a solid position, but at least some position in it, right? That you can later on flip for a profit if it goes up, and then resell. I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna go up to $28 again anytime soon, but I mean, if you buy it here at 80 cents and then you go at least to like $3, $4, somewhere around this level that you were before, you at least will be making 4 times your money, right? And you don't have to take a strong position in it. You can buy like $80 worth of it, right? Or $8 worth of it, or $20 worth of it, right? You could just have it in your portfolio for fun, and then it's not an amount that wouldn't matter to you if you lost it, right? Because if you were to hold this right now, like if you want to do trading, I'm not sure how much fees your exchange would take. You would have to factor that into your selling price, right? Because then if it goes up and you sell, and you just sold because it went up, you're not gonna be that better off, because you might be losing on the trend, on the fees, right? That the exchange charges you. So you have to factor in that price into your selling price, right? So you make sure you're covered and you're making a profit. Anyways, derailing a little bit from the topic. If you were to hold this in your portfolio, you would be losing whatever you want to put in, considering it could go to zero, or it might not go to zero. It might go lower though. But again, the upside. I mean, it wouldn't be far-fetched to think about $4, right? You were at $4 in November. You kind of hit $4 again in June, right? With this spike, or not $4, but at least $3.23. And then, so thinking about $3 for this coin is probably not far-fetched. And with 80 cents going to $3, I mean, dude, it was like 4 times your money, right? Yeah. Yeah. So what else do you want to look at? We are sitting at, I'm not sure I said it. I think today we were at like 83 subs or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to get back to the chart. ADA? Cardano. Okay, yeah, we'll look at Cardano. Give me 1 second, though. Where are we sitting at for subs? 93 subs, man. We are still at 93 subs. I do want to get to 100 by the end of the month. Do you guys think we can do it? We have 3 days, 7 more subscribers. I am hopeful. It would be kind of nice, because then it would be kind of like on target, right? By the 30th day that we were doing this, we kind of hit 50. So it would put us on a par that we would be growing at 50 subscribers per month, and then could potentially go out from there. Anyways, yeah, 88 Cardano. I think I do have an instance of that open already. Maybe. No, I can't close it, I think. So 88. You shared on Twitter my account. Yeah, no, that's fine, bro. Whatever, man. Anything helps. I'm not saying like go out of your way. Just like those small things do help a lot, bro. And I do appreciate it. I mean, I'm not complaining, about anything. I'm just saying I'm happy that we are at 93, and that I would like to be at 100 by the end of the month. That was my target. So hopefully we can get to 100. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do appreciate that you share this on Twitter, guys, or if you share it with your friends. I do post it on Facebook, Twitter. I'm not posting the stream on Instagram, but we do post it at least on some social media. And when you guys reshare, even if someone comes and look at it and they don't like it, at least we are getting the word out there, and that does help us, right? Anyways, Cardano, what's up with Cardano? Let's look at it on the daily. Positive day right now, indecision going on, right? We went up, we went down. We're kind of like stagnating a little bit on the price. Like the market doesn't know where it wants to go. Starting to make that lesser negative momentum right now, just like everyone else. Sitting low on the RSI at 34. Sold but not oversold. Right? We talked about that. Man, what is wrong with this, man? One second, guys. Something's off with this. There we go. For some reason, it's not picking up some movements. Anyways, yeah. Cardano, okay, so let's go back to Cardano, okay? So some indecision going on with the price, sitting low on the RSI, volatility open on the Bollinger Bands, sitting below at 20 MA. Look at this, man. Before this bar came out, we went out, we touched that 20 MA, we rejected it with a lot of strength. Anyways, this is the day that Bitcoin dumped, right? So again, we're following Bitcoin. 4 hours, what's going on with Cardano in the 4 hours? Again, getting that contraction of the Bollinger Bands. Look, we touched that 20 MA, we bounced off it, so we are rejecting lower prices right now, facing that indecision that we were talking about. Still making positive momentum, sitting at 44 on the RSI, which would put us on that neutral zone. What are we doing here, man? Let's try to do something else, right? I mean, this wick certainly throws everything off balance. If I take it into account, this is too short of a pattern, right? This is 4 hours. But again, we would kind of like be within this triangle structure, right? I'm not sure if it's valid or not right now because it is just such a small structure, right? But like I said, this wick dampens everything else, right? So it has a effect where I'm not sure if I should consider it or not. If we consider it, then there wouldn't be anything back here that I could touch. So this would be the bottom part. That would be the top part, right? Beginning here. Again, that would take a major move from here to here. And that's where we could break out of, like to the upside or the downside, right? So if we go to the downside, 0.032. If we go to the upside, 0.045. That could be it for a. For Cardano on the 4 hours. We'll look at it on the 1 hour and see if I can do something different. Anyways, that is if we consider that. If we don't consider it, man, then I would likely trade something like this. Right, which would be a channel, man. Actually, I'm gonna go into the channel tool. Let me undo that because I want to keep that on the top. I'm gonna go into that channel tool, take it. I'll go here, right? This is more or less a straight line here and here. We're at the same point, so from here to here. Adjust to the top. Get at least for it to be a channel, you have to have 2 touch points on either side, right? Either the top or the bottom. It'll be slightly down sloping, that's fine. 1, 2 touch points on the top, 1, 2 touch points on the bottom. As long as you get 1, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom, or 1, 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, that would make it valid. And then again, you can check by making sure that, like here, right? You're getting some respect for that midline. Here you're rejecting it. Here you're kind of like toying with it, but still failing to break it. Here you are using it as support. Here you broke. Here you are rejecting it again. Kind of like don't know where to go. And then we here are using it as support again. So again, this would give validity to the channel, and the fact that we went up and almost touched it again, still within that. You can have fake breakouts like this one, and we're probably in the 1 hour we'll be able to see it again. But if this was to be a channel, it's slightly down sloping again. It wouldn't be like a bull flag, because I mean it could be a bull flag, but it's not very steep, right? It's just very slightly down sloping. Let's go into the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what is going on? Well, we are sitting above that 20 MA for sure. We had some contraction of the Bollinger Bands, a little bit of explosive movement. Right now, a little bit more separation on the Bollinger Bands, meaning there's a little bit more volatility in the 1 hour. However, that positive momentum that we have is stagnating. Stuff I don't like, I'll show it in a second. We are sitting at 59.79 on that RSI, and that puts us on that high part of the neutral zone, almost hitting that bought part, right? And then over here we overbought. Anyways, something that I'm looking at I might not like, and I have to check. This would be 0.00163 1353. Yeah, so definitely, dude. This is lower, slightly lower, but definitely is lower than this. So again, it might look a little bit, but I'll exaggerate it so you can see it. That will be down sloping, and then from here to here you will be up sloping. So you will be having bearish divergence, price action to the downside. We are kind of going down a little bit, but it should have been a little bit more violent probably. So just keep in mind that we can still drop because that bearish divergence that we're developing has not played out. However, it is just showing on the histogram. It's not showing on the MACD line, which will be this blue line, and it's not showing on the RSI. So again, potentially could play out, and it would make sense, right? We would not touch this upper part of this triangle. We would have to come down, touch it again, and then either confirm that we're gonna break to the downside or the upside. We are if this was a triangle pattern that you could call a valid triangle pattern, like I said, it's very small pattern, right? But if it was valid, we would be very deep into that pattern, and then we could expect a breakout anytime soon. You want this channel to continue growing? This is great. Yeah, I do like this. I would also like for this channel to continue growing, Benny. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that will be it for Cardano, right? We talked about potentials to the upside, to the downside from this triangle. We talked about where we are within the structure if it was to be a channel. Again, guys, I'm not going to tell you where the price is going to go, what you should do. I'm just going to point out what I see, and then you guys make your decision on what you believe might happen, right? Because like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all for entertainment purposes. You are only comfortable knowing how much risk you want to take. So again, I'm not invested in this project. I don't have any Cardano. At some point in time, I wanted to get into Cardano. I didn't in the end. Something of it didn't click with me. I ended up not getting into it. Again, you might like this coin. You might like this project. You probably want to get into it, and that is fine. Again, that is entirely up to you. And, like I said, you do what you want to do, right? Loan to the US dollar on Binance. Okay, sure, we'll look at that. On Binance, calculated by TradingView. Man, I'm betting this is gonna, yeah, I'm betting this is gonna look very similar to everyone else. Anyways, dude, this is looking a little bit better, right? Not necessarily better, but I mean, price action wise, it looks like you're going up every day. But remember, we talked about it, right? Consolidation to the upside, it would be a bear flag. Potential price action to the downside, keep in mind as you trade, right? That would be what we will be looking at. Like, this will be like a bear flag. So, could potentially break down, right? Keep it in mind. Anyways. Price action decreasing, right? Starting to stagnate a little bit, just like everyone else. Sitting at neutral at 41 on the RSI, so that's on the neutral zone. Sitting below at 20 MA. 4 hours. In the 4 hours, again, that contraction on the Bollinger Bands. It just looks, everyone is doing the same thing, right? Some contraction on the Bollinger Bands, sitting above that 20 MA. Positive momentum still going. Sitting at 48 on the RSI, which puts us around neutral. Again, this channel, right? I'm going to fine tune it here. It will be here, and here I don't have that other touch point. For some reason, from the 1 hour to these smaller times, from the daily to the smaller time scales, everything gets shifted around a little bit. So then I have to be adjusting continuously. It's a little bit annoying to have to adjust all the time. Anyways, this would be good enough, right? I mean, I'm not liking this very much because we do get very little respect. Well, we get some respect, but very little respect for that midline. Anyways, being in the top part of that channel, like this being the 50%, we're on the top part. Let's go into the 1 hour and see what's going on. Are we doing something here? No, because we're just making this island and we don't have anything else developing, so no bullish divergence, no bearish divergence going on right now. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, this is higher and this is definitely higher. What I don't like is, look at this, man. Look at where you close this candle, right here. Look at where you were at the RSI. It's lower, right? Look at how much relative strength you're doing to get to a little bit higher, man. It's very minuscule how much higher you're going. So again, that's not very good, man. It's taking you a lot more strength to go a little bit higher. Again, that's bearish in nature, right? So it takes you more strength to advance very little. At some point in time, you're going to run out of strength, and what's going to happen, like I said, you're going to run out of the supply that keeps you floating here, and then you're going to break to the downside, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, right, you're kind of like channeling to the upside, like I said, this major channel right now. You can even see it on the Bollinger Bands. It just looks very similar, like contraction, right? Not much more contraction going on. Touching that upper part of the Bollinger Bands, like rejecting that 20 MA, right? Staying above that 20 MA, that's good. Anyways, positive momentum starting to decrease. RSI sitting high at 62. That would put you on that high on that bot scale, but not overbought. Anyways, do we want to go with the bodies or do we want to go with the candles? Whichever one. If we choose the bodies, we're going to have some bearish divergence developing, right? So from here, this will be the body, and then this will be the high, right? So you will be going higher, or even if we take this one here, just for the example's sake, right? And then we'll go from here to here. You will be going lower again, right? Creating that bearish divergence that would indicate price action to the downside. Have not seen it yet. So again, like I said, that is if we use the bodies. If you wanted to use the wicks, it would also be playing out, right? Even if you take this wick here and you go here, you'll be making that bearish divergence, right? Do we have it on the RSI? No, on the RSI, we're kind of going with the market, right? We're going higher from here, you know, so it's going on. So we would just be seeing that bearish divergence show up on the histogram, right? That will be it for this, right? Hey, Mike, how's it going, man? Damn, son, that is a very awkward comment. Hi? I'm not sure how to respond to that. Yeah, that's very awkward, bro. Yeah. Anyways, do you want to look at another project, guys? I mean, come on. That would be it for LUN, Linear, whatever this project is, man. I never heard of it before. So, again, dude, how can this project... Dude, that's a question that I have. How can these projects that have... Like, I'm not sure what the use case is. But there's so many projects going around that have higher value than Ripple. And Ripple actually has a real use case, right? Like XRP, the token. They are working with payments. They are being used by MoneyGram. I know there's a lot of supply in the market, so that's something that maybe these projects have, right? Less supply, burn rates. I'm not sure what they have going on for them, but I mean, looking at this, like 89 cents, what is this project doing? What is it solving, man? That is a valid question because I never heard of it before, right? Oh, damn, dude. Bang, Mary, Kill. Jesus Hitler, Whoopi Goldberg. Damn. That is a tough question, man. Yeah. I would say, like, kill Hitler. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Then I would say bang Whoopi Goldberg and marry Jesus, I guess. Is there a correct answer for this, man? I mean, that's such an awkward question, man. Anyways, yeah. I guess that would be an answer, man. Yeah, it's a valid question, man. Hey, Mike, thank you for tuning in, dude. Again, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. We're here live every night. I'm not sure if you're following us or how you heard about us, or if you're just looking for someone that is live and just happened to pop into our channel, or if you've seen us from like Twitter or Instagram or whatever, or Facebook. Thank you for being here though. And again, we started a couple hours ago, like at 9. We're right now hitting 11, so we're on that 2-hour mark. And we kind of like already went through the market. So if you are into crypto and you want to look at something, we can certainly go back and look at it. But right now, I'm just taking like coin requests. So whatever you guys want to look at, I'll look at on the charts. News-wise, like I said, for me to look at news, I would need to... you show up on my Pokemon gaming. Wow, bro, that is very awkward. I don't do Pokemon, and I don't game on Pokemon Go or things like that. So I'm not sure why I'm showing up there. Although I'm pretty sure my tags are all crypto related. That's awkward, man. Anyways, if I'm showing up on your Pokemon Go or your Pokemon tags or whatever, on your Pokemon suggestions, yeah, that's fine, man. I would be like a I'm not sure which Pokemon I would choose to be, man. There are no bearded Pokemon like me. So, yeah. So, are you into crypto, Mike, or are you just like flying around and because you saw this pop up? If you're not into crypto and you want to learn, we do talk about crypto here, and it's a great space to learn. And if you are into crypto and you just want to look at some stuff, we can certainly look at it, right? Anyways, yeah, Benny, what other coin you want to look at, bro? Again, like I said, this is not looking very good, right? We're having that bearish divergence, potentially could go down. Being on that upsloping channel after that impulse down, again, a bear flag, and failing to make higher prices, you know, with good strength. Again, look, even if we were to ignore this, because this you could call it slant, right? It would be within that same island. If you want to go to a different island and pick from here to here, and from here to here, you would be making more like this is still lower in price, right? More or less. So it wouldn't play out just like bearish divergence, but if you were to go a little bit higher, maybe here, see, you're actually sitting above it, right? So you would go here with that MACD, right, histogram. So from here to here, you're going higher on the price, lower that, so you'll be diverging again. You know, you heard Ripple crashed. Yeah, everyone crashed, bro. Bitcoin crashed, Ripple crashed. Bitcoin took the market down with everyone, right? Because Bitcoin is 70% of the market. We talked about that, right? Look, Bitcoin right now, 69% of market dominance, right? It's a lot of the market. Bitcoin, look, it tanked 4 days ago, right? Or almost 5 days ago. I think it was Monday morning or after like back launch. It just like went down. This would have been Tuesday, the 24th, yeah. Anyways, look, Bitcoin went down this large red candle, and everyone went down that day, right? Ethereum, that's another coin. Ripple, right? Also going down, man. Everyone's going down. Litecoin certainly going down and not recovering very well. Binance, dude. You see, everyone hit that price action to the downside. It was just not a Ripple thing that happened. You know, they're all going down. We're here crypto friendly. We talk about all cryptos with the same passion and effort, right? We don't hate crypto. We're not pro one against another. We try to be very chill with that. Anyways, yeah, if you want to look at a project, for sure, we can look at something. Trying to figure out what else is going on here real quick on this thing. Do I expect a rebound? That is a tough question. Yes and no. Yes, I would expect to rebound. However, the market sentiment is bearish, and the bullish signs that we have seen are not playing out. But yeah, we'll look at seller again. 9 people tuning in. Thank you for watching, guys. Look, man, I'll talk about it on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is gonna do the rest, or Ripple. Which one do you want me to talk about the rebound on? Ripple or Bitcoin? I mean, look, I'll go on the 1 hour real quick so you can see it. Right. We are trying to make higher prices, but we're failing, right? And that would be for Bitcoin. Look at this. It's like a downsloping channel, right? That we've made, which would be like a bear flag. Anyways, that's it on Bitcoin right now. I'll look at Ripple real quick because I'm not sure which coin you want to look at. Anyways, on Ripple, we'll be making like an upsloping channel, which would be like a bear flag. Again, potential price action to the downside. And we were getting some bullish signs that were not playing out very well, right? And we talked about them on another stream, right? Like I think it was here maybe, yeah, somewhere around here. We were having like similar heights, and then we're making like bullish divergence. They're not playing out very well. Crypto in general, do I expect it to bounce? Yeah, okay, cool. Then I'll do it on Bitcoin because it just makes it much easier. Like I said, Bitcoin being the larger part of the market, everyone's gonna follow suit, right? Anyways, what is going on with Bitcoin, right? On the 1 hour, I'm gonna talk on the micro scale, because on the micro scale we have not developed anything yet, right? We just have this like downsloping channel that we just broke out of, right? So I'm gonna go into 4 hours, and right. So look, here we had developed some bearish divergence, right? Slanted bearish divergence, being within the same islands of negative momentum, which would have set price action to the upside, right? So we did get the next candle with price action to the upside. However, it was very weak. It was not very strong because the sentiment in the market is bearish, right? On the 1 hour, if I go into the 1 hour, you're gonna be able to see it a little bit better, right? So look, from here to here, you can see it, right? We had that bearish divergence developing on the MACD histogram, on the MACD line, and on the RSI, right? The relative strength index. So we are seeing that the price is going down, and it's going down with less momentum, meaning that it's a little bit stronger, right? So that would be a bullish sign. That would mean that price action would be to the upside, but we got this weak pump, right? And then we kind of like flagged a little bit, and then we got another like weak pump going on. But with this, we would be making hidden bearish divergence, right? So both lines on the top part of the price action and the top part of the oscillator, that green line, that positive momentum, are converging. That would be hidden bearish divergence. That would mean price continuation, right? So again, we can potentially keep on going down on price. Right now, this bullish sign, I don't like that it didn't play out strong, right? On the 1 hour, we had some rejection of the mid part of the channel. We kind of were rejecting it for a while, and then we're kind of rejected by the 20 MA until we kind of like broke out of it, and then we are about to get a cross of the MACD line over the signal line, which would make a negative momentum. And sometimes when we get those crosses, look at that here, we get a cross of the MACD over the signal line, price action to the downside, crossover of the MACD over the signal line, price action to the downside, and then much larger. So usually when you get crosses like that, you do get price action happening, right? Like here, a cross of the MACD over the signal line, boom, large green bar. Not all the time they're large, not all the time they happen that strong, but right now the market is like I said, bearish in sentiment, so the bullish signs might not play out as strong. Do I expect a rebound? I'm not sure if we have finished selling off, because we talked about that in this chart right here, right? We were within this structure, this triangle structure. I'll go into to the daily so you can see it easier. Ignore this green bar because this is a measure move I took, right? This would be the measure of this triangle structure from that high to that low, and then basically where we could go on price, right? So again, we have this triangle that we break out of, right, to the downside. We would expect to hit a measure move of that, of this structure, right, this triangle. So from that high to that low, if we broke to the downside, we would expect to at least come to that 4,000 level, or at least that 5,000, level before we actually do something different, right? However, there are going to be steps on the way down, and we have them on this chart, right? We have these areas of support and resistance, mainly going down to the downside is going to be areas of support that could hold the price, cradle it around there for a little bit before we actually drop it a little bit more. Or maybe we consolidate around that area and then pump to the upside, right? But right now we are still within that impulse down. Like I said, we have not hit that measure move. So, and we don't have to hit it 100%, but we can certainly get a little bit, at least 50% of that measure move, right? And then we would maybe make a local low, right? From high to low, we would hit something that would be local low, and then we could definitely trace maybe some fib nodes and try to find out areas for a retrace, right? That's how I would play it right now. Is there a rebound coming in the short term? Man, I would like to say yes, but I'm not sure. We're actually toying with the idea that this could potentially be like a downsloping wedge, and if it is a downsloping wedge, then it would be a bullish pattern. However, that bullish pattern and the downsloping wedge would certainly see us at least hit that 786% retrace, so 78.6% of the retrace from this low to this high. And if once we hit that, we could again retrace, but we can also hit that 618 before we start retracing, meaning breaking out of this downsloping wedge. And if we break down out of the wedge, then again, measure move of the pattern, which would be this, a similar, right, same height, would see you at least hitting that 13,000 level again, right, to the upside. If you break to the downside, whenever you break, would be 2,600, right? But right now, being that we broke out of the triangle, which is a more major structure that we were in, and this downsloping wedge not being confirmed yet, I would say that we could expect to at least see 4,300, or if we go halfway, at least the 6,000 levels, 7,500 for sure, before we actually start pumping to the upside. Unless we develop something here on the 1 hour, which we have not developed yet, and the daily. So right now, like I said, not looking very strong. The movements to the upside seem to be getting topped a lot. So yeah, not sure if you're still here with us, Mike, but if you are, thanks for tuning in and watching then. And if I kind of lost you and you need more explanation into some things in detail, it wouldn't be a problem to look at them, right? Bitcoin has crashed before, how long does it generally take to restabilize? Yeah, that's a tough question, man. Because look, stabilizing is not just like you're gonna move sideways and flatline, right? Look, here we're having this crash, right? This is a more major crash from 2017 when prices were at all-time highs. You know, you went down real quick, touched like 6,000, and then just bounced off it, and you just kind of like kept on making lower highs and more or less stabilizing, right? So you could say that this would be stabilization. This happened from December 2017 all the way until November 2018, so almost a year, just going down, kind of like in between ups and downs, right? So potential to take position, right? If you identify a triangle, and how you trade triangles is once you confirm that you're within a triangle, you would buy at the bottom of the triangle, right? Set up a stop loss a little bit below just in case you do drop, and then you would expect and ride it to the upside. And when you get to a point where usually you should come and touch that upper part, but if you see that this triangle structure, right, is not going and hitting that top part, you would at least expect some 50%, and then you know, after that, once you start dropping, you're going up in price, you would also start raising your stop loss, so that when that drop happens, you at least take some profit, right? But you would expect this to go up. Like this triangle is a little bit better, right? It's better defined, so you go up, down, up, down. Here we didn't go up all the way, but here we went up all the way. So you know, that's how you would trade it, right? So you would put your stop loss below your entering price, which should be at the bottom of the triangle, and then you should take profit somewhere near the top of that triangle pattern, right? That's how you would trade triangles. Again, how long does it take to stabilize, man? Look, here we had a drop. Here we didn't have a triangle develop, right? And this was from, let's say, we could say that here we kind of started stabilizing. So November 2018, and we went all the way till April 2019, right? So maybe like 4 months. I mean, it's not a science, right? I would say that here we're consolidating, and before we actually pump to the upside again. So like maybe like 90 days to break out of this pattern. So like maybe here almost 90 to 120 days within like that neutral zone. So I'm not sure how quick this is gonna stabilize, man. I mean, this could be still on a more macro scale, right? If we go to the weekly, we are still within this candle on the week, right? I don't believe we're gonna bounce off onto the triangle, but this could potentially be like one of those like fake breakouts where you like break out to the bottom side, like grab impulse and then just burst through the top, you know, and then pump to the upside. Right now, like I said, we are still developing that pattern on the daily, which would be the better scale to look at things. And if we were to extend this, we would still be within that down sloping flag, right? So again, that bull flag. What you would expect to see when you're stabilizing, at least on the shorter scales, like the 4 hour, you're gonna see a lot of these, right? Contraction of the Bollinger Bands, not very expanded, and very short movements, right? Upside downside, but very a lot of indecision going on. Look at this, man. We were within this price range for like a while, right? So that would potentially be like stabilization of the price, right? You would be like range bound, and I'll trace a channel that should make it easier for you to look at. So if I go from here, I'm just gonna take this channel straight to here, right? You could say that you are within this channel, bouncing up and down, at least the mid part of the channel. So you're kind of like range bound, right, until you broke to the downside. Now I mean, this channel would technically be like this in reality, a little bit downsloping, but I just want to illustrate that even as a straight line, you would see that being range bound, right, from like 10,500 to like 9,800. So those $600 moves that we sometimes got, $400, $500 moves, would certainly still be within that channel, right? Yeah. Yeah. So again, guys, if you are watching and you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. We do like to have more people on this channel, chatting, asking questions, looking at projects. Seller again. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Benny, man, I got caught up with this Bitcoin stuff. We'll look at seller real quick. All right. Here's seller. Anyways, yeah, seller. Let's look at it, right? On the 4 hours, we talked about this. We traced this smaller channel, right? We're still within that bull flag, sitting below that 20 MA right now. Are we sitting below, man? It's kind of weird to see it there. It's just so close to the price because it's starting to like contract a little bit, right? That's why we're tightening on the Bollinger Bands. Since we're getting that tightening, since we're getting this tightening here on the Bollinger Bands, it means that we could start to make this smaller channel, right? This tighter channel, and then we should expect an explosive movement. And like I said, with the sentiment of the market being bearish and with the chart move that we just got from Bitcoin, we might not stay in that tight channel very long. We could potentially break it quickly, right? I'm gonna use something to illustrate a point real quick, and it's gonna be on Bitcoin, and then I'll come back here. Look, man, look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour, right? Look how long we were on this channel, dude. We were from September 25th at 6 p.m. all the way until September 26th at 7 a.m., right? So 6 p.m., 7 a.m. Almost 12 hours. Look at this, man. Here we were not even for 12 hours. We were from the 27th at 6 a.m. and we broke out today at midday, right? So because there's a lot of bearish sentiment and that impulse down, that volatility is not going to hold on very long, so the channel might not go too long, right? Anyways, I believe we might have lost Mike. We're sitting at 6 viewers now. Man, that was an awkward question, right? I mean, anyways, yeah, so again, on the 4 hours, right? This is the 1 hour, on the 4 hours. Seller, so going to the upside, sitting, not sure if we're sitting at or below that 20 MA. It's kind of hard to see right now. Anyway, still making positive momentum, sitting low on the RSI at 41. Let's go into the 1 hour and see what's happening, man. Red bar, okay, cool. This is lower than this, so we're going with the market. Like I said, we're not making any bearish divergence, any bullish divergence right now here, right? Higher, we're not even making a negative island. Low, higher, you know, that would be congruent even on the RSI. So we're not making any divergence that would indicate price action, right? So on the 30-minute, what's happening on the 30-minute? Look, I'm only on a more micro scale to try to find something that would indicate a movement, right? This is higher, this is lower, so definitely no bullish divergence developing. Are we developing something on here? No, because this is even higher than here, man. I mean, this all being part of one island, and if you wanted to look at this with bearish eyes, you could certainly say that, you know, it'll be from here to here. All right, I'm gonna use the wicks. Even if I use the bodies, it's the same, so it doesn't matter here. And you go from here to here, a little bit down sloping. So you'll be making like bearish divergence, right? If you wanted to look for bearish signs, that'll be one. Again, all these would be chopped within that same island. You could use it or not. It's entirely up to you. If you want to use another point, then you probably wouldn't be making it, right? And then on the RSI, you're actually going higher, so you're kind of congruent. That's why I'm not believing that this would be valid bearish divergence developing. Anyways, that's gonna be it for seller. Price action is starting to make negative price action right now, and I think right now you're at zero, man. Like zero price action. We're like neutral. So look at this. This was very short-lived. Even though it's higher and it's not making anything against this, it's just like one tiny bar, and then you know, not quite making anything there. Yeah. It's 11:20. I guess I'm just gonna call it a day. Yeah, man, I'm glad that we got another guy coming in and asking questions. I don't know if he's a subscriber or not. It didn't, like, when people subscribe, I usually get that, like, Barney Stinson coming in and saying, like, what's up, you know, and I kind of hear it, so I know someone subscribed. But right now, it's looking very plain still on my subscriber count, sitting at 93 still. So, Mike Oxlong, I'm sorry that you didn't subscribe. I wish we would have entertained you a little bit better, man. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for the stream. I think there's 6 people still tuned in. I'm just going to call it a night for today. And again, guys, Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Show this video to your friends. Post it on social media after we post it. Retweet it. I know you do it, Benny, so I'm grateful for that. If you guys don't follow Benny on Twitter, you should. He does post some great questions on his Twitter feed as well. So definitely go check him out. And again, that's going to be it for today. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll be here tomorrow. I hope you guys can join me again. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, guys.